Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. In this live stream, we are going to be providing the live commentary for this upcoming fixture, the T20 that has taken place, the first one since the World Cup, and it is New Zealand who made it through to the final of that T20 just to get knocked out at the final hurdle up against Australia versus India, a side that actually did miss out on making it through to the playoff stages. So because of that, they will be fired up, they will be raring to go, and they have got a sold-out crowd here in India, which is absolutely awesome. The first time since the pandemic that it has had a ground with 100% attendance, which is just absolutely awesome. And at this stage, New Zealand, they are going to be batting first in this fixture. India won the toss, elected to bowl, and we did see a trend throughout the Cricket World Cup that any side that did bat second had a very good chance of being able to win the match. So India will be hoping to do that on home soil for this match. There are 3 test matches that are going to be taking place for this series. And then we have got a couple test matches coming up a little bit later on. But this is how the group was standing. These two sides, both in the New Zealand side of the draw, or the Group 2, I guess I could call it. And they were able to get through to those semi-finals, New Zealand, alongside Pakistan to get knocked out in the semi-final up against Australia. But New Zealand going through to that final. We have got in the chat as well, we have got Ali who has said, hey, as well, welcome into the live stream. It is great to have you here at this random hour here in New Zealand. We are sitting at 2:30 a.m., but there was no way that we were going to be missing this game for the Blackcaps, because at the end of the day, they have got a very strong side. They will be hoping to get themselves a win here, build up a little bit of momentum. They were very close to being able to win that Cricket World Cup. They've got a couple new players in their side, which is pretty awesome to see. The likes of, I believe it's Ravindra, who is going to get an opportunity, batting about 6 for this matchup. But looking through at the other matches that these sides are going to be playing, the next game is only in 2 days' time, and that is going to also be a 2:30 a.m. start time for on Saturday, the 20th of November. Then also November the 22nd, we have got the next game, and that is at 2:30 a.m. also, due to the fact that these games are taking place in India. And because of that, it does mean that they are random hours of the night, but they're not quite as bad as they were for the Cricket World Cup. Those games starting at 3 a.m. for a lot of the time. But then also looking through now at the last time that these two sides played, it was at the group stage of the T20 World Cup. It was the Super 12, as it is called. And India, they did bat first. They got 110 runs for 7 wickets down. And then New Zealand able to chase that down, won the match by 8 wickets. So they did very, very nicely there to be able to get themselves into such a good position in the early stages. But they are showing now on the field as well. Ashwin, he is going to be a player who will be key. I also see Suraj is out there, and he could be one who takes the most wickets perhaps in this match for India, but we will have to wait and see about that as well. That is some rugby. That is the wrong pop-up that we were looking for. We will get the other one up at a very short moment as well, and it will tell us just a little bit more information about these two sides in terms of what happened in those semi-final and the final matches for the Blackcaps. How did they get to where they were in that World Cup? We have, it's got their hey howdy, hey y'all, go New Zealand as well. Hope you're all well. Hello, Hamish as well. Says Katie Dixon, welcome into the live stream. It's great to have you here for this game. It is a middle of the night game here in New Zealand, the first of 3 T20 matches that are taking place for New Zealand and India as we move through a little bit more T20 cricket. Getting excited for the KFC Big Bash that is only just around the corner, but the Indian national anthem has been sung. They are going to be bowling first, and they will be hoping to keep New Zealand down to a total of maybe around that 150, 160. They will feel that they've got a good chance of being able to chase it down. Definitely when you got Rohit Sharma, he's the captain of India for this game. Virat Kohli is not there for this one. Also, another player I should have mentioned that is missing for the Blackcaps, it is Kane Williamson. He is not there either. And then there are a few other players. Jasprit Bumrah is another one to mention for India who will not be there. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is going to be winning this game? Do you think the Blackcaps, even though they are batting first, can they break the trend of teams who have been batting first, losing games? We will have to wait and see. It is going to be Guptill and Mitchell who will be opening the batting more than likely and going well. How about yourself, Katie, as well? Says Ali there in the chat. They're showing Trent Bolt. He will be hoping to go well with the ball in hand in this fixture as well. At this stage, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, 100% attendance, which is just absolutely awesome for the country of India to be able to have such a large crowd for this fixture as well. Hey, look, it's our 2 sons playing in a tour as well, says VCar Sport there. And welcome into the live stream, mate. Let me know how many runs is Michael Hooper going to get, mate? And may this stream be blessed and protected by the gods of the malicious strikers as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, I guess I should mention we're on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. We're hiding away on our kind of, I guess you could say, side channel due to that reason of we do not want any more copyright strikes because what you found something out about copyright strikes very recently. Luckily, though, you were able to get that one removed very, very quickly indeed. But India, they have won the toss. They are going to be bowling first in this fixture. Daryl Mitchell and also Tim Southey. Now, no Tim Seifert, or sorry, they do have Tim Seifert. That is due to the injury of Devon Conway. Ended up getting a bit angry when he did end up getting out in that game of the semi-final, I believe it was, punched his bat and broke his hand, which is not what you want heading into a final up against the Aussies. And we have got there, Katie Dixon. That's more relevant than you believe as well. And also we have got there, doing well, Ellie, thank you as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, oh no, you got struck too as well, says Katie Dixon. He did indeed for the boxing, but he was able to get it removed almost within half an hour. Very speedy indeed. Did not have to wait 2 weeks, that is for sure, which is very good news. But Martin got to 110 matches in his T20 international career. He would love to be able to get himself a few runs in this one as well. It is going to be Kumar who will be opening the bowling. 53 matches, 50 wickets for him as well, and the best bowling figures of 5 for 24. Wouldn't mind getting that for this match as well. Definitely with the amount of changes that India have made in their starting lineup for this fixture, they will want to make sure that these young players do make the kind of impact if they do want a chance of being able to play in the second and the third, because at the end of the day, those games are only a couple days away. I'm looking very red at the moment. I'm not sure why. I look like I've been sunburnt, but I haven't been out in the sun because I sleep during the day. But 3-2-1, and this game is underway now between India and New Zealand. It is going to be Kumar opening the bowling, like I mentioned as well. Just a block there from Gupta when it is a dot ball to start this one off. And also, so I got it sorted within an hour as well. And also, we have, if you see on my channel, there is 2 boxing streams from tonight. They're both the same event, but I got striked. And luckily, I have contact details of the guy in charge of Foxtel as well. And that's good, Katie. And also, at least YouTube cares about restoring someone's stream in a reasonable amount of time as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, we weren't so lucky, that is for sure. But Gupta at this stage will be open to put on 50 in this one, perhaps. It's going to be a cover drive. Once again, a dot ball, though, out cover. Oh, they decided to take the run, and he was able to scamper through for the single there, Gupta. But a little bit of pressure early on from India in the field, trying to make sure that they can get themselves into a good position to win this game. They'd love to be able to come out here in this fixture and get themselves a large win due to the fact they did miss out in the T20 World Cup, unfortunately for them. They got knocked out. It was going to be Pakistan, New Zealand, or India. One of them had to miss out. It was India. And because of that, they are fired up. They want to win this one as well. Come on, the Blackcaps as well. Says Bashan, welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do let me know, how many runs do you think the Blackcaps will get in this first innings up against India? We saw it in that game up against Australia. 170 was not enough for a side who were batting first. Is it going to be the same in these conditions? They are in India for this game rather than Dubai as well. And also we have got there, what's wrong with people? Don't they know that someone is going to find out was them or who struck it? Oh, straight through Mitchell. See you later, son. And he is going on his way. Bowled beautifully. And that is the wicket of Daryl Mitchell. He's out of there. Someone manually did it as well, which meant they physically clicked and gave me the middle finger as well, says BKR Sport. But that was a brilliant delivery there from Kumar. Just ended up, it just came back in off the off cutter and took out the middle stump. And Daryl Mitchell now out. Did have a pretty good World Cup overall, but he is having a very short innings at the crease today, that is for sure. First ball duck, a golden duck as they call it. And also we have got there, that's the life of a YouTuber as well. There's a big sport, but the fuller wicket 1 for 1. And now Mark Chapman, a man who wasn't going to be expecting to come out to the crease as early as he has, only 3rd ball in. And now we have got there, that was quick put for Mitchell as well. Says Ali Mitchell, says Ali Hills there. Yeah, it is one of those ones. Definitely a few less runs than he would have been after Daryl Mitchell, that is for sure. And May has come, roundhouse kick him in the solar plexus as well, and also doing well. Hope everyone's well also. And also Michael Hooper is on his way out as well. Says at BKR Sport, although maybe he's got to play a bit of cricket because he can't play rugby at the moment, unfortunately. Got a little bit of a injury, Michael Hooper. I feel like he'd still find a way. Like, even on one leg, Michael Hooper would still be more competent than a lot of men that they have got in terms of an international rugby. Although, I did see something about the last time that they changed the number 7 for it, when it wasn't Pocock and it wasn't Hooper starting. It was about 2013 or 2015. So it's been a wee while. Now, at this stage, Chapman, been a wee while since he has got an opportunity in the Blackcaps kit, and that is going to be the dot ball, just left outside the off stump, but very good start to this man, Sawai Kumar. Just ended up getting the nice off cutter going, took the middle stump right out of the ground. And Daryl Mitchell, unfortunately for him, he was on his way. A little bit of movement here off the surface. Perhaps the spinners are going to get some good purchase in the surface in the later stages of this game. They haven't actually got a few of their players that they would normally have, though, India. Or hit off the leg side, and that's just going to be the dot ball once again. Very good opening over so far here for Kumar, who is in the number. I was about to say his number, but it doesn't really matter because it's not rugby. So we have the chat. Michael Hooper is on his way out as well, says Big Ass Sport. And also, Michael, no, get well soon. You precious feral manic rugby god as well. And around the 150, 160 mark for New Zealand, but defending it won't be easy. And yeah, it's going to be very tough. They have got still Ashwin as a bowler to watch out for India, as well as, I'm trying to think of his name, but I keep on forgetting it. Unfortunately, Jadeja, that's the name. Don't know how I forgot. Tell you what, that was almost close to an LBW shout as well, but that is going to be scampering through for the leg biter in that over. Only the 2 runs off it, and New Zealand under a little bit of early pressure from Kumar. Did have a very good opening over of his spell. So India at this stage, I would agree, if they can keep New Zealand less than 160, I think they've got a decent chance of being able to win this game. They've already got the home field advantage. They'll know the conditions well, although they haven't played in India for a little while. Been in Abu Dhabi, been in Dubai, been pretty much all around the UAE for the Cricket World Cup. They weren't able to get through to the semi-final, though, which is something that they would have definitely wanted to be able to do. I see Siraj is out there, and I feel like he might be an option for the test matches that we are seeing very soon for New Zealand, taking on... Oh, I thought he was about to bowl that one. I was going to say the cameras didn't look too easy, but it is going to be Chahar now who will be getting the opportunity with the ball in hand. But like I mentioned, the test matches, they are taking place pretty much straight after the T20. So we have got 3 T20s, one on Saturday at 2:30 a.m. New Zealand time, and then one on Monday, 2:30 a.m. New Zealand time as well. Mark Chapman, he is going to be on strike. He hasn't had anything hit the bat yet, but shouldn't be too far off from him. We'll be hoping to get himself a little bit of form early on in this match and try and stop the steady flow of wickets that India could cause if they do get themselves 1 or 2 more early. That's a nice bit of in-swing there, a bit of movement in the air, and a very nice ball from Chahar once again now. And Rohit Sharma, we need to mention it. He is the captain of India for this matchup. They have also got KL Rahul, who will be opening the batting. Another player who you cannot underestimate, Rishabh Pant at number 5. Going to be a very exciting one to watch. Then for the New Zealand side, the Blackcaps, they've actually got Rachin Ravindra, who will be going in at number 6 for the batting, and he does like a bit of spin. Mitch Satner is also there for this game, and Todd Astle. So they've gone with a few more spinners here. It's a nice play down to backward point there. Almost a late cut from Chapman, and it's fielded nicely on the boundary by Ashwin. Throws it back in, and they were able to get through for the 2 there for the Blackcaps. It's got there in the chat as well. We have got the cricket emojis from Katie Dixon there as well. But I will ask the question, who is going to top score for the All Blacks? Not the All Blacks, the Blackcaps, sorry. I feel like for myself, Martin Guptill is probably due for a big innings. He normally does pretty decently in these kind of conditions, although sometimes if they can get quite a bit of spin, it can kind of trouble Guptill a bit. I just woke up because the boss is asking for the properties of the petroleum as well. And have no idea you would stream this as well. You have unbreakable balls, mate, is Sebastian. I don't think I've ever had someone tell me I've got unbreakable balls, but I appreciate it a lot, Sebastian, for your kind words. I think those are, but yeah, the stage, I was going to be watching the game anyway, so I decided why not fire up the live stream on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. We will be doing more cricket in the future on this channel as well. I watched a mini documentary on Gray Nichols, trying to teach myself about cricket still as well, and a surprise stream as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, I did schedule it extremely late, which I do kind of regret a little bit due to the fact that I think it was about 1:30 New Zealand time before I got it all up and running. But Chahar at this stage only going for the 2 runs off the first 3 balls of his spell, doing decently. Oh, it's going to be driven out through cover, and that is a nice shot. It was lofted a little bit, but no fielder behind it, and that is going to be the first boundary of the match for the Blackcaps, and it was Chapman who was able to get it through the cover. And also surprise stream says Katie Dixon. We have actually got a surprise video, although it won't be a surprise once I say about it, but I guess it's a surprise at this stage until I spoil the surprise, which is the fact that I mentioned it a little while ago, and we are still very keen to do it. We are going to try and get myself, also George, Daniel, and Isaac. We are going to get all the boys together, and we're going to do like an end of the year summary of what we've done this year, what we're planning on doing for the next year for the Kiwi lads, and everything along those lines. Welcome back to the Rugby Down Under podcast with BKR Sport and the Kiwi Unbreakable Balls as well, says BKR Sport. Got a ring to it, I have to say. And also we have got there's such an interesting Port for Real and Unbreakable Balls podcast as well. Now that's a good name for a sports show. Write it down, BKR Sport. Maybe we change it in the future. But now at this stage, advancing there, Chapman gets it away a fine leg, and that's racing away. The outfielder's quick here at the moment, and it is going to be cut off just for the two. Good bit of fielding, but that ball took off as soon as it started touching the grass. And Chahal at this stage going for 8 off his first over with one more ball to go as well. So he will be hoping to get out of this over without going for the more than 10. But Chapman, he advanced down the wicket for this one, tried to cut it off, ended up cutting back in, almost French cut it between his legs, I believe, there, Chapman. And now it will be him still on strike for this one. They've changed their field just a little bit here. India looks like they have got themselves a man at kind of almost a mid-wicket range, and then also deep backward square leg. It's where they have got another man. They've got plenty of men out on the cover side, though. Oh, and he's tried to bowl the bouncer. They're going to get the single there. Chapman got onto it nice and early, only just connected. Whoever's got there, we'll change the name. The day you stop riding the Georges as well, says BKR Sport. Although we'll also have to do an ITM or rugby Down Under podcast special edition where we talk all things Bunnings NPC. Feel like that's going to be one. But I'm really looking forward to that game between Fiji and Georgia. I know you don't want to hear that, but I think it is going to be a very exciting one. I'm hoping that Georgia don't lose by 50, because or else then I will never hear the end of it. But hopefully they can put up a decent fight in that game. As long as Fiji keep 15 or 14 men on the field, they'll be all right in this game. But as soon as they get down to rugby league numbers, that is where danger starts to kick in. But Martin Gupta at this stage only facing the 2 deliveries so far. Chapman facing the 9 and has been able to get himself the 9 runs so far throughout this fixture. But Chahar did go for 9 runs, but then the other bowler, Kumar, going 1 for 1 off his first over. So that is going to be exactly who they decide to give the next over to as well. Here we go. There, but from the north end, that's going to be Kumar. It's the ball straight to the man at point, Chapman. And that is going to be another dot ball for Kumar here. 135 Ks, getting it through not too badly in the early stages of his spell. I believe Siraj will be one to look out for when it really comes to that pure pace. You just see the way that he bowled his first over. The ball is going all over the place when it does bounce. So it will be one that the batsman will definitely have to keep an eye on it. That one was almost an LBW shout, but ended up going just a little bit too high in the end. That one that came back in, bowled Daryl Mitchell. His middle stump out of the ground, all once again going to be blocked there from Chapman. At this stage, I realise I haven't really got me volume up very loud at this stage. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more so I can hear what they are saying a little bit. And overs 1 to 6 at this stage for Kumar. He does actually get 40% of his wickets in that power play. And that is something that India will be hoping maybe they get 1 or 2 more of before the end of this one. They're already heavily the favourites going into this match, and they would love to be able to finish it out with going up 1-0. Oh, that one just came in about that much. Oh, it's an edge. Oh, not taken, though, by the keeper, and that's going away to the boundary for forward. Nicely struck by Chapman, I guess, to get enough of an edge on it to get it past the keeper, Richard Punt, who just wasn't quite able to cut it off there. Like they are saying, they got rid of the slips when the ball was still swinging, so not maybe the best decision there, but ended up with the wide. Oh, he tried to go down the ground, but the ball just skid away nicely off the surface once again here. It was almost going to be taken by first slip if they had a first slip, but instead they did not have anyone there, and because of it now, Chapman will once again dot ball there. Well bowled by Kumar so far. Just the one edge. That is the only boundary he has gone for. That is the only time he has gone for more than 1 run so far. He did have the lead by in his first over, which doesn't count towards his stats, but has been bowling very well. And I would say if India can do the same as what Australia did in that last match between between Australia and the Blackcaps, where they were able to shut them down, and they actually had their lowest score in the power play that they have had, the Blackcaps, and that was throughout the whole T20 World Cup tournament. And that is probably the worst time that you do want to have your lowest total when you are in a final of the Cricket World Cup. But hopefully we do get to see some very good cricket in this tour. And also, I mean, the Ashes are just around the corner. Australia versus England. That is going to be another dot ball there at this stage. Kumar, if he does get this last ball right, he will go out of this over with only going for the 4 runs. And maybe then you got to try and decide, do you go for the 3 overs in a row for Kumar, or do you decide to give someone else a go and give him a chance in the later stages? Holy crap, the longest game of cricket, fastest, 9 days as well, says Katie Dixon as well, or the latest, or the lastest, sorry, I can't type today, lads, as well, says Katie Dixon there. The longest game was 9 days. I didn't realize they used to go for more than the 5. So I guess maybe that is why they decided to cut it off and make it 5 days rather than going for just, I guess, as long as it took to get all the wickets. And also, why do New Zealand always lose finals in cricket as well as big sport? It's a good question, but I guess it sucks to lose the finals, but at least they get there in the first place, I guess, is something to kind of take. I mean, they weren't as close in the game up against Australia as they were in that game up against England, because, of course, that one was very much so split by points differential, I think it was, in the end, and also cricket you wild as well. Says Kato Dixon, yeah, I can't imagine playing a game for 9 days in a row. I know that 5 days in a row for certain players is pretty tough because, like, each of those days, you've got 90 overs, theoretically. So that's 450 overs. The balls that take place in that 2,700 balls. Bit of quick maths there, and it is 2:45 in the morning. So my brain is in maths mode. Didn't know that was a thing. But pretty much like 2,700 balls. So if you're going 900, it would be an interesting one. That wasn't an insult, by the way, as I said, big house. I know, mate. I know. I feel like, I hope it didn't sound like I was answering it as if you were like going for it. That's going to be going for the run out there. And Siraj, he is going to be bowling now inside of the power play, and he is replacing Chahal, who just got the 1 over, but he did go for 8 runs. So that is why they have decided to switch him out. Maybe Ashwin would prefer to bowl just outside of the power play more than likely. And cricket is starting to sound like the world's most feral sport now as well, says Katie Dixon. It was well fielded by Ashwin. He's been right in the action pretty much throughout the early stages of this game. He's been down at fine leg and up till there. Didn't look too happy with that 1 over. I believe he was saying that it was kind of skidding on with the surface. It is a nighttime game over there in India, although I couldn't tell you the exact time that it is in India at the moment. But Siraj now with the dot ball, and because of it, I mean, he's going to be in the test side. He's almost got to be. The way that he played in Australia, he was just absolutely phenomenal. So we might get to see him in home conditions up against the Blackcaps, although maybe they go with the extra spinner. You've got to have Ashwin. You've got to have Jadeja. And then, I mean, it's kind of picking the other bowlers. I mean, Bumrah is going to be there. And also, who else? It's a tough one to pick exactly who they will go. Advancing there, Chapman. That's very brave when Siraj is building up some speed, going at 142 Ks as well. Because if it wasn't inside, we could bring up how many wickets we won by. But I won't do that. I definitely won't do that because there's no insights, no insults, around here. Positive energies. I won't do it as well, says BK Sport. Can't remember how many wickets it was for that one, to be honest. And that's not just me saying that because of the fact that I was watching the Fiji versus Wales game at the exact same time. Although I did get to see the very end of the match. I think I got to see like 2 balls. Oh, little ramp shot there tried from Chapman. But that's going to be a wide. Siraj just getting the length a little bit too close to himself, and it did bounce over the head of Chapman. At this stage, Siraj, he is a very talented bowler. He's an up-and-comer. And also we have got there, Google said 20 past 7 yesterday, as well, says Ali. So it is currently a nighttime game here in India. Oh, just a little bit over the head there of Chapman, and that was called the wide. So that will be the short ball of the over as well. That wasn't a yawn. We have got the legendary impulse control 10 out of 10 as well. I still don't know why I look so red today. I don't know whether it's like I haven't changed my lighting or anything, but on the podcast, I actually look red as well, didn't I? BK Sport. So for some reason, my camera's decided that it is going to be just a red day, I guess. And also, it was 8 wickets, Hamish. It was definitely 8, but we won't bring it up. Those 8 wickets, we're going not going to bring it up as well, says BK Sport. Yeah. So it might have been 8 by the sounds of it. I don't get why some players who cheated didn't get a life ban in cricket as well. There's Chris. Oh, that was almost a run out. They're not really running between the wickets too well at the moment here, the Blackcaps. They seem to be miscommunicating a little bit between Chapman and Guptill. And it seems to be a competition. It's similar to Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson when they used to always try and run each other out. Chapman ended up hitting the ball. He said yes. Guptill didn't really get going too quickly, and one stump to aim at there, and Sharma just not quite able to get it. Had to dive there, Chapman, to try and save himself, and that is going to be the single missed opportunity for the captain. He is let down by himself, and he knows it, that he should have been able to hit that one as well. And Chapman there needs to be careful with the running. That is the joy of the early stages. The first game is played in Jaipur in Rajasthan as well, or Rajasthan Royals Stadium. Local time is 7:20 p.m. Just a nice evening of cricket as well, says Sebastian. And yeah, at the moment, the ball seems to be moving around. Oh, nice Yorker there almost, or a nice full delivery from Siraj. Just to hit down the ground for the one. And Guptill at the moment hasn't really had a lot of the strike for a man who has opened the batting. Chapman has been getting quite a few deliveries, 18 to be exact, and Guptill just facing the 4 so far in the early stages of this one. And it is going to be interesting to see exactly what total the Blackcaps can work their way towards. Like I mentioned, after the power play in that final, they had their lowest kind of total of the old Cricket World Cup. I'm going to get the exact number here. I know it wasn't 8 though, that is for sure, but we will see exactly how many it was, because at this stage, it's a nice shot down the ground from Chapman. They're running hard, and it is just going to be the single, though, cut off once again by India. Very nice over, and that is going to be the end of the 4th. 20 for 1 for the Blackcaps in the early stages up against India. Siraj going for the 5 off his first over there of his spell. So India, they've got a lot of bowlers who are very economical, and that is something that the Blackcaps, they will have to try and have someone be a little bit more aggressive soon, just to try and get themselves into a position of getting around that 120 at least. Like 120 is absolute minimum for them in this game as well. But I would say if they get 160 or somewhere around there, they've got a decent chance of being able to slow down India. But that all comes down to early wickets, because they will need to get Sharma out. They'll have to get KL Rahul, also Rishabh Pant. The list goes on. Even some of these guys in the middle order can bat very well for India, and some of them can bowl very well, because it is going to be Ashwin now who will be getting a chance to bowl. So they did decide not to go with the 3 overs in a row. Very strategic, but probably a very smart move. I'm still very red, but looking at this quickly, after the 6 overs of the power play for the Blackcaps, they were sitting on 32 for 1. So to be honest, unless they get 12 runs off the next 2 overs, they will be sitting at about that same amount, which would not be ideal for them. And the last time that they had the 5th over, they actually only got the 2 runs off it. Maybe this one could be the same, definitely with Ashwin bowling, who is very capable of being able to pick up early wickets throughout this fixture, but now at this stage, getting to bowl his very first delivery, or a little bit of a lobby shot out through cover, and that is going to be cut off on the boundary. Oh, a little bit of a fumble there, but keeping it to just the 2. Decent fielding in the deep, and Chapman at this stage, he is still getting all of the strikes off your Hamish as well, says Ellie. Seems to be happening a lot more recently, I think. I've decided to move my light back. The one that you guys know was the lethal yawning light a little while ago. I have put it back due to the fact that, or else the green screen kind of turns a little bit too green. At this stage, Ashwin once again, tried the cut shot there, not quite able to get onto it. Chapman, I'm in a very hyper mood tonight. I've noticed can't get the job done with a run rate of 5 as well. They'll have to find the boundary more soon, to improve to around that 7.5 to 8 rate. As I feel like 150, in my opinion, is absolute minimum up against the Indians. That's going through the gap once again. He said it a little bit better than last time, but it's once again cut off by KL Rahul, and it is going to be kept to just the 2 runs once again. So good fielding in the deep from Rahul. He's having to work hard so far. 2 balls going to him already in this over. Lethal yawning light as well, says Katie Dixon. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a kind of type of light in terms of maybe I don't know, is it the white light or something? Because I do look very red, so I could possibly change it so that I try and look a little bit more tan, like I've been out in the sun. That one's going through. Oh, it's cut off, and it is just going to be the single there once again. We will go like this, and we will go like that. Look at that. Now I look now I look like I'm on a sunbed. That doesn't really look like it's done too much at all. We will switch it back, and hopefully we will go like that. And there we go. That doesn't work. That's the wrong button. We'll go like that and like that. There we go. We will just have to be ready for now. But Ashwin once again now. Guptill gets the strike. They are calling almost through for the single, but decide against it. And then as well, but the timeline at this stage, they are showing down the bottom of the screen. They have not got many runs at all in the last few balls, the last few overs as well. This is the final delivery of Ashwin, and it is going to be just a single. And the Blackcaps now move up to 26 for 1. So now at this stage, does mean 6 runs. If they get 6 or less in this one as well, now you look like a cooked potato as well, says Big Sport. And also we've got there, did you hear New Zealand beat Gambia 2-0 yesterday as well, says Rice? I did indeed, but that is because I actually watched a majority of that game. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I fell asleep in the later stages because I had it on my iPad on my chest, and I woke up and the iPad was just sitting on me because I watched up till I saw the first goal, and then I believe I didn't get to see the second, so depending on when that happened, yeah, we all have to wait and see what time that was. But I did see that they got a 2-0 win, which was pretty awesome for them as well. And you're red and you see a white light as well. Hopefully the next guy you see hasn't got wings as well, says Sebastian. Could just be the vampire possibly inside me. Inside me, that sounds a little bit interesting. But I am a vampire, as a lot of you guys know. Do not go out in the sun. It's dangerous out there. That's why I've got the live stream going on at night time here, so I don't have to sit in the sun. These lights are bright enough in the background as well, but they are at this stage just making a couple of changes. I believe Rohit Sharma was making his way off the field perhaps now. Rotating his bowlers around, and it looks like they are rotating a few of the players who are out on the field as well here. But now at this stage, it is going to be once again Chahar Guptill now. Swings through, and that is almost going. Yes, it is. It's gone to the boundary, and Guptill gets himself his first one of the day, and he is moving up onto 8 off 7 now at this stage. He will be hoping to keep on extending that, but 3-4 so far in this fixture. Chapman's got 2, and Guptill there went down the wicket, advanced towards Chahar, and then saw the gap out mid-wicket way. Decided that was the place to go, and then managed to get it to the boundary. Down almost like a wide long on type arrangement there. There's a much-needed boundary for the Blackcaps. This is the last over of the power play. Guptill has decided that he needs to go. He's going to whip it off his legs down to a square leg. It is just a single as well. You're talking about things inside you. I was talking about Russian females in your area on my stream as well. This is what the long rugby international season does to us, Hamish. I was actually on your live stream when you were mentioning about them as well. I did see that at the end of the live stream, someone was trying to say that you were saying things that you weren't saying, but they were trying to twist it, which was interesting. I thought you answered it quite well, though. I will give you that for Guptill as well, says Sebastian there. And the stage to Rohit Sharma. It looks like he's just getting a little bit of strapping on one of his fingers at this point. But Chapman now on strike. 20 runs off 23 deliveries. Daryl Mitchell only faced a 1 delivery, and he was bowled clean by the opening fixture, or the opening wicket of the game. Now at this stage, okay, he is going to be going back over the wicket now for Chahar to see whether or not he can open up, maybe bringing that ball back into Chapman. We've seen already that when it touches the surface, it's doing a little bit. So he will be hoping to try and get that one moving. Oh, nice slower ball delivered there. Chapman swung right through, missed it cold. And because of that now, it does mean that there are only going to be 3 balls left of this power play. Welcome to the life of dealing with idiots as well. This big ass ball. Oh, that one was almost kind of went like an off cutter. And if it hadn't gone away from it as well, Chahar lengths in the power play as well. Oh, we've got a little mountain range that is on the pitch. I don't think I've ever seen a diagram like that before. Kind of cool. They've pretty much got at the stage, Chahar normally goes for around that 8 to, oh, that's not 8 to 6, and that's going to be whipped away to leg side. Chapman, 1 bounce 4 out mid-wicket, and that is going to be the first boundary of the over for him. I guess I could say it also. We have got there. What other series are happening around this time, apart from Bangladesh versus Pakistan? It's a good question. I believe at this stage, I don't think we've got too many more up until the Ashes, when it is going to be England taking on Australia. But we have also got the test series between New Zealand and India. It is a 2-match test series, and that all goes towards the test championship that is coming up. But I'm just looking through quickly. Yeah, Sri Lanka versus West Indies is another one. We will certainly not be doing that one unless we want a copyright strike. And South Africa versus the Netherlands is another one that we have got ourselves in November. Then looking, it's another slow ball. Nicely bowled by Chahar. And at this stage, one ball left of the power play. New Zealand sitting on 35 for 1, so not doing too badly. And another fixture that we have got coming up, like I mentioned, Pakistan versus West Indies is another one that will be coming soon, and Australia versus England, and then South Africa versus India. We have got ourselves one test, two tests, maybe three tests, four maybe. We have to wait and see, but that is all what is happening in December and also November, and we will be covering plenty of those games on the channel. Chahar now once again running in, already going for 9 of the first 5 balls. Chapman lines it up, and he has hit it all the way for 6 as well. Tries to just trace a ball, that one straight into the crowd. That is the 6, and that now means that is a brilliant over to have finishing the power play. New Zealand able to get the 15 runs off it, moves their strike rate, or their current run rate, I should say, moving right up, as we can see, up to 6.83. So they're doing decently, I guess you could say, but it just takes the one big over. Now Chapman seems like he's starting to find his timing, and it is the perfect time to do so, because now they have to try and move their way towards that total that we were mentioning of that 150, 160 at least in this one. But Chapman, he's going very well. It seems to be the case of whoever they bring in early in the order, they seem to do well. You know, you've got the likes of when Daryl Mitchell, this game's not a good example, but when he got brought up to the top of the order, he did pretty well throughout that World Cup. In fact, you got to thank him for winning that semi-final for us, because he was one of those players that just wouldn't give up against England and then was able to nail it, hit the final run similar to what I guess you could say Matthew Wade did in a shorter term in terms of that game up against Pakistan, where he hit 3 sixes in a row. That was a phenomenal effort from the man. And that's the thing with Australia's batting lineup. When you look at the KFC Big Bash, about 6 or 7 of their batters are openers. And like their order is just phenomenal when it comes to the depth in the batting. And also when you got Hazelwood, Cummins, also Zampa. Zampa's an underrated. Like some people don't seem to appreciate the spin that man gets with the leg spin. But he probably at this stage, I think he's going to be one of the leading wicket takers, if not the leading wicket taker in maybe the KFC Big Bash, when he does play for the Stars. Now, Guptill and the ball down the ground looks like they are just going to be running the one here. Covered nicely by India, but it is Ashwin once again getting another over here for India. 6.1 overs down. I'm just trying to work out who's going to win this game. This one's a tough one to try and pick. I'll be honest. Surya, at the moment, they are showing him in the field. Needs to have a big day. Like I mentioned earlier on, a lot of these players for India, due to the fact that Kohli is out, Jadeja's out, Bumrah's out, there's opportunities for other players to get their chance in this starting lineup and maybe try and work their way towards 1 or 2 more matches of this series of the T20. We've only got 3. That one is going to be hit down the ground, hit down to long off. And it is just going to be the single once again there for the Blackcaps. Didn't Mitchell get out early in the last game they played? Or am I thinking of somebody else as well? Says Ali, up against Australia, I think he did struggle a little bit, but every other game up till that point, I can actually tell you what, I can get you some of his statistics in terms of the batting that he has done. He's always been, like, he kind of gets around a lot of his games mid-30s. Although I think he did struggle a little bit in that last match. And he did get, in the end, he got 11 off 8 in the match up against Australia. The game before that, though, he did end up with a lot of runs up against England, which did help them out big time, as he was able to get 72 not out of 47 balls. And then I think the game before that, up against Afghanistan, he might have gone all right as well. He did get 17 off 12, so he didn't do too badly. What is the point of having more than one wicket as well? It's a good question. Says KO, I guess it's so that it's a little bit easier to hit. There will be some sort of scientific reasoning behind it, but I would assume it's just so that you can hold maybe the bails on, but why not have 2 and just the 1 bail? Oh, using a feet there, Chapman, and wasn't quite able to get onto it. Ashwin here smiling at the moment. He did very nicely there. So sorry, if this is an idiot question, but wickets are still confusing me. There are 3 of them right. So if the bowler hits them and only 1 falls down, what does that mean for the batsman? It would still mean that he is out. And something else is normally, if it hits a wicket, on the very rare occasion, sometimes it can hit the wicket. And the only thing that makes it a wicket is if the bail falls off. That's a brilliant shot there from Chapman, and he's been able to hit it down to the boundary at fine leg. And that is going to be the 4 runs. Ashwin not too happy with that one. 5 boundaries now for the Blackcaps in their first 7 overs. That is the end of the 7th, 48 for 1 at this stage. But yeah, pretty much the bail has to fall off for it to count towards being a wicket. Which kind of, I guess it's like, yeah, because baseball is probably the thing that people compare cricket to in terms of the closest for American sports. But baseball, they don't have wickets. They don't have anything sitting behind them other than someone with a mitt sitting there going, yep, throw it to me. We'll do the 3 fingers so that, to put a little bit of curve on it. So it's 2 kind of different concepts, but also they've both got their similarities as well. I guess I have to immerse myself in this a bit more. As says Katie Dixon, also 5 ways to get a wicket. Bowled, bowler hits the wickets. Leg before wicket, batter misses the ball with the bat, hits the wicket, and it would have hit the wickets. More wickets coming as well. Says Sebastian there, but Patel. I remember him from one of the games, I think it was a few months ago. Was it up against England? Maybe, if I'm not wrong. Actually, I think he was very good in that one. Baseball is better. Sorry, everyone. Love cricket. But there's so much more to baseball than cricket as well. There's big ass ball there. That's going to be hit nicely by Guptill. Straight out to the man at deep fine leg. And it is just going to be the single. He smiles. Guptill was just giving a wee smile, saying that he might have gotten a little bit lucky that he didn't get onto it. But Chapman's playing very well in the early stages. Reading that makes my brain hurt. I was so new to this as well, says Katie Dixon. Although one that's very good to kind of learn off is T20, due to the fact that, like, test match cricket, it's great, like, once you do get kind of immersed into, like, all formats. But normally when people see that a game goes for 5 days, they're like, yeah, nah, probably not gonna sit through all of it as well. And Eva Longoria take me back to the baseball diamond, where I'm safe as well, says Katie Dixon there. But now at this stage, it is going to be Guptill on strike. Partnership is 49 runs off 42 balls. So these 2 putting it together nicely after Daryl Mitchell did go out very early on. And I think that'll be something to do with having more wickets to have more chance of hitting them. Whereas if you had like 1 or 2, then that's not as much of a chance that they would be further apart. So the ball could go right through the middle too as well. That is a good point. Of course, they do have the 3 of them. Tell you what, they just show that Daryl Mitchell wicket over and over, and you got to feel for the man. That is wicket taken right out of the ground. And I feel like it feels worse for a batsman when you lose your middle stump, because of the fact that it means that it's pretty much like any stump. Oh, it was almost a Yorker bowled there by Patel. Oh, they've snuck 2 as well. Very good running there for the Blackcaps. Oh, almost cleaned up there. Rishabh Pant having a bit of a combination, or a little bit of a contract. No, not contract. Having a little bit of contact, maybe, is what I was trying to say. Collision, that's the word. I don't know why that was hiding. And stumped. Keeper knocks off the bails, and the batter's leg is in front of the line as well. And also we have got their run out. Fielders knock off the bails before the runner gets to the line as well. So Sebastian also we have got there basically is 3, or the stage it is going to be hit to the man at short third man, and that is going to be just a single. Once again, we have got there basically a 6 is a home run, a 4 is base. Base is clearly clearing double. A single is a single. Pitcher is bowler. Wicketkeeper is catcher. If you hit the sticks with the ball, he's got 2 strikes, or he's got 3 strikes as well. And also we have got there. So one batsman misses the ball, hits the wicket. One of the 3 bails, one of the 3 bails hits the floor. Does that mean the remaining 2 bails stay up? No one touches the wicket, and the next batsman is up as well, says Katie Dixon. So pretty much at that stage, once the bails do come off, even if there is like a run-out attempt or anything like that, it does mean that once the bails have come off and it's not out, or even if it's out, you are able to put the bails back on, just so that the next wicket can be represented, I guess you could say. And also we have got the, is that right as well, says Katie Dixon. It is almost the case, other than the, you can put the bails back up. There are 3 bails, 2 bails, 3 stumps, and also caught, which is the most popular batter, hits the ball, and the fielder catches the ball before it bounces, hits the ground as well. Says Sebastian, does someone want to explain to her pitching off stump and DRS LBW calls as well? Says Big House Sport. I think we'll get to those ones when they come. Oh, I see. Sorry, as I said, no worries at all. But pretty much an LBW is something that Ashwin is very good at getting, which pretty much means that your leg is hit with the ball before we get into that situation of, I guess, if they can't swing the bat through and hit the ball and it does hit their pad and they're in front of the wickets, I guess the simplest way of saying it is that they would be out if the umpire feels it was going to hit them as well. My brain is says Katie Dixon. I used to think horse racing was a terrible sport to watch until cricket come along. Said, am I a joke to you? Sorry, cricket lovers, as well, says kind of good, and that one's gone out through the covers there. And Chapman just once again gets a single, moving up onto 40 runs, though, of 35, doing decently. But kind of going, and I know that you will be a very happy man after the performance that we did see from Ireland in their last fixture. Do let me know your score prediction for their game up against Argentina, which is going to be taking place on the Monday morning at about 3 a.m. New Zealand time. But we will be up for Ashwin once again. Be bowling that one, and it is going to be whipped away to the legs. Sawai Martin Guptill, they want that too, and they get it as well, the Blackcaps. Now, Guptill sitting on 17 off 15, so both men going at a decent rate at this stage. Looks like Chapman, he's out of breath a little bit. He's been running through. He has had to run all over the place at this stage. The Teach Katie Cricket Challenge as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, the only way to learn is to watch the games, which is what I do realise that those explanations do you hit in without following the sport as well, says Sebastian there. At this stage, advertising buying Indian cricket merchandise. I feel like I would check it out. Possibly. I haven't actually got a Blackcaps shirt yet. I feel like that is something that I would like to get perhaps before the next year's World Cup, as it is coming up very soon, as it is next year. And the Cricket World Cup, I believe it is the T20 as well, and it just keeps on going round and round in terms of how quickly we're getting sporting events. I mean, the Rugby League World Cup going to be next year. Also, the FIFA World Cup for the football or the soccer, depending on where you are from as well. Honestly, Hamish, I fully expected to pay dearly for our missed chances, but the players kept at it as well. You can only beat the best this way, as I says, kind of coming in. Yeah, Ireland, like they just kept on going throughout that match, and I think that was one of the keys for them, because the possession status, Ashwin down the leg side a little bit, and it is going to be the single once again there. But yeah, pretty much at this stage, like Ireland, the way that they played in that game, like I actually mentioned it was the one that I was doing with Rugby Itch, how we were doing our predictions for the All Blacks. I said to him that I almost would have been a little bit disappointed if the All Blacks had won that game, because they didn't really deserve to. Like Ireland played just a fantastic performance, and if the All Blacks had won it right at the end, I feel like that wouldn't have been the icing on the cake that I think the match deserved, with the way that the Irish did play. Like they made the All Blacks make so many tackles, like the hugest amount that they have in a very long time as well. The answer to everything cricket, do not support England. The answer to everything rugby, do not support England. The answer to life, do not support England as well, says Big Art Sport. And also we have got there, so as a complete newborn to the world of cricket, what's the most legendary archive match I should watch? The one Australia game with the bowler who bowled on the ground as well, says Katie Dixon. Feel like that's a decent shout. Also, though, I mean, I don't know whether or not they have got an archive, but to be honest, that last match of India versus Australia for the test matches in Australia, like that was a phenomenal match. It was a very good one, but I don't know whether or not it will be on YouTube or anything like that, due to the fact that it was the test match rather than, or they might have highlights though, but I feel like to really get the feel for it, that one's been hit straight down the ground, and Guptill almost getting run out at the bowler side. And also, don't get the Kiwis crying about that. Here we go. It's on 270 plus tackles. I think New Zealand made. That's insane as well, says Kanako. And yeah, they just kept on hanging on. They actually missed, I believe, less tackles than Ireland from those 270, which is just like that phase, or those phases when they had about 15 straight in front of the line, 5 meters out, and the All Blacks somehow stopped it from going over the line. Like that was very well done from the All Blacks, but they just didn't get the position that they were going to be needing. And England to win the Ashes this year, sorry, Blaze, are the only Aussie team I can't stand is the cricket national team as well, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, I have a sick, morbid curiosity, and I cannot be stopped as well. And there we have got there, how dare you? That is the Holy Grail as well, says Big Ass Sport. Yeah, they're certainly the favourites going into that one, Australia, due to the fact that it will be on home soil, probably with the Kookaburra ball, of course, compared to the grey nickels that we do normally see. Or sorry, the York ball? No, is it the York ball? The Duke ball, sorry, that we do normally see when we are in England. But Patel at this stage been slowly building up the pace in this one. It's a wide delivery, and it is going to not be called as a wide. That was very close to being outside of the line, I would have thought. For Patel, maybe just spinning back in, was it? Oh, I called that a wide. I think, that was close to hitting the stumps. And I'll tell you what, Patel once again had a very good over there, only going for the 3. And now 65 for 1 New Zealander after the 10 overs in this one as well. And also we've got the England aren't beating us in Oz as well. It is, if it was in Pomulang, maybe maybe, but they won't win here as well. Says Big Art Sport. And also we have got there. So when you win the Ashes, that term showed up in the mini doc I watched. That's a competition because it sounds like you're receiving someone's cremated remains as well, says Katie. So yeah, pretty much the Ashes is a trophy that we have got ourselves that does take place between Australia and England. And pretty much it is a 5-match test series. So in total, that is the easiest way to describe it, it's 25 days of test matches pretty much. It's only England versus Australia, all hosted by one country every couple of years as well, for 5 tests in 5 different stadiums. And watch the breakdown on the AB's official channel. Great analysis from JK and Muliaina and Wilson. We're very sporting as well, as if it was the Aussies that come up with excuses as well, says kind of coin. And but yeah, this stage, I think as long as the All Blacks take this one as kind of, I guess, a learning curve, because like they were just in that situation of like when you get outplayed to that level that we saw from Ireland, you got to be able to say, right, boys, that didn't go well. What can we do to try and fix this so that we can head into our next match up against France? Because France are not an easy beat. They've been finding a little bit of decent form in that game up against Georgia, although they did still concede a couple tries, which will keep the All Blacks a little bit more confident going into that game as well. We have looked there, okay, so that's why they mentioned it in a sinister way, those English blokes, as well, says Katie Dixon, and also English are sinister. We have 30 more Ashes wins than the little boys as well, says Big Car Sport there. At this stage, already 10 overs down. This one has been flying by. We're sitting at 5. That's a lie. We're sitting at 3:17 a.m. New Zealand time. So it's not doing too badly. I'm still relatively wide awake. We have got a big day tomorrow of editing and all of that good stuff. But I believe we might be hanging out with George as well. We've actually been hanging out with George quite a bit in recent times. Like he came around twice in one day, which I feel like was a decent shout in terms of the amount that we are doing. So once we do get the Xbox up and running, we're going to be very, very motivated to keep that gaming content posting as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be back with a few more matches of the Blackcaps versus India. Hopefully, the next one that we are going to be doing will actually be taking place as part of the second match between these two sides. And is this the World Cup as well, says Rubes? It is just after the first game of any international cricket since the World Cup. So pretty much it is going to be a 3-match T20 series between India and New Zealand in India. And then we have got ourselves the test matches that are coming up, and that is going to be just the 2 between the two sides. But Siraj now once again steaming, and Gupta, he hasn't hit that one well. It's gone up into the sky. I think he's going to find this safe. Yes, he has, in between 3 fielders. And now he is going to get back for the 2, but did not strike that one very well at all there. Gupta, disclaimer, when it comes to sport, England are the devil outside of sport. I love England, as well as this Big Out Sport. And also we have got there, who will you support in the Ashes? And also we have got there is a lot of Ashes, and you're going to Sophie's choice me already. I just got here as well, says Katie Dixon. The last 13 balls, 12 runs for the Blackcaps. They need a few more. New Zealand run rate in this match, they haven't really been able to push it too much higher up. One thing I want to point out is unsportsmanlike moment from Anton Leonard-Brown after Lowe's try, where he pushed over the cameraman straight away. Very distasteful. And he's lucky he wasn't reprimanded as well. I think I actually mentioned on the live stream how the cameraman did end up getting pushed over. They didn't really show too many replays in terms of whether or not, like, I didn't actually see, other than the fact that the cameraman did go missing. So hopefully, or not missing, that sounds really bad. But hopefully he was all right after that. But yeah, at this stage, I believe Anton Leonard-Brown, he has got an injury, if I'm not wrong. So he is going to be in that situation unfortunately for him, he will be injured for this game. And also Bowden Barrett, Brad Weber, both out possibly for this one as well. We have it's got there. Would you be going live for Joseph Parker versus Derek next month as well, says Ruth? Maybe we could see how Joseph Parker does go. I want to do some UFC because I do watch pretty much every single UFC fight night. Oh, that was close to a run out. But yeah, never really do the live streams for it. So maybe we could look at doing something along those lines, as we are on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. So the opportunities are endless on this channel due to the fact that it has got sport in the name as well. We have got there. Don't do it. It's a trap. He's leading you into a bad loss as well, Says a big hard sport there. But 69 for 1 at this stage after 10.3 overs here for the Blackcaps. So Raj bowling decently. The partnership, 68 runs off 61 balls. Someone soon will have to start striking it a little bit harder here for the Blackcaps. 5 men out at the moment. 6 men out here, sorry, for India. So they're bringing up third man. So because of that, now they have got the man at deep point, also deep square leg, and then the rest are kind of scattered between straight down the ground and also mid-wicket. Oh, lovely bowled Yorker there. Guptill's running hard. Chapman decides that he wants to come through for it as well. Good running there from the Blackcaps once again. And they do scamper through for the 2. So Guptill moves now up to 24 runs off the 22 balls. And also we have got the cameraman have a job to do and aren't there to be treated like some kind of punchy bag. I hope there's no more of that as well. So it's going to come in. Yeah, I agree for that one as well. It was nicely bowled, and we always got there. I felt like a rope in a tug of war, or in a game of tug of war, as well, says Katie Dixon. A weird statistic, or not a statistic, but a fact, is I actually won a tug of war competition, believe it or not. Like, not by myself. I had some help, but pretty much, that's going to be a nice shot there from Guptill as he got all of it. Oh, yeah, he does, and that one's going to the boundary, and that is going to be the 6 runs for Martin Guptill, moving up to 30 runs now of 23 deliveries, and that is the second 6 of the day. Siraj, not too happy about that one. Yank the yank as well, says Katie Dixon. But yeah, pretty much when I was at primary school, they had the tartan, or not the tartan, sorry, the, what was it? I can't quite remember the name, but it was like the Scottish Heritage, like kind of festival thing that they did want a few students from our school to take part in a tug of war. And of course, I was like, yeah, okay, I can manage this. I can get myself into a situation. I picked all of the biggest, strongest kids in my primary school, joined up with them because I was about 2 foot tall. And then I was like, right, we're just going to win this one. And we did. And I can't remember what we won, but we did win it very comfortably. And you won a tug of war competition with this on Squid Games as well. It says Big House Ball. I haven't actually seen that yet, but I think it's a good one. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's a little bit of a tricky one there. And also Guptill was a legend as well. Says right, he is indeed very good player. Martin Guptill, and also we've got the heck yeah Hamish as well, says Katie Dixon. They did also have Haggis, but I wasn't brave enough to try. Oh, that's a nice shot down the ground from Guptill. It's going to be 1 bounce 4, and that has made it to the boundary once again. Siraj now going for 16 off that over, not what he was after. And that is the most expensive over of the day almost for India. I believe they had another one that did go for 15. I said that Siraj had a decent chance of getting the most wickets in this match, but that was a brilliant shot down the ground from Guptill, putting Siraj under pressure, and I don't believe he will get another over straight after this one as well. Rohit Sharma trying to keep the ball dry at the moment. Also, after their first half was great, the second half of the show failed miserably as well. Says Big Ass Sport, and also we have got there. Were you the captain and the spiritual leader of the tug of war team, Hamish, as well? I think so. I think I was pretty much, I saw the flyer and they were like, hey, anyone want to do tug of war? And I was like, I think that I could build. I was almost like the coach. I was like this man a little bit. I put me and Foster on and I said, right, we're going to win this tug of war competition, whether you like it or not. I'm going to find the biggest, the tallest, the strongest children at my school while I was a child as well. I didn't go to a random primary school. No, I haven't done that before. That sounds like I had, but I haven't. I swear that still sounds like I have, so I'll move on. But pretty much, I think it was just down to strategy. Like, I just pretty much found the biggest kids at the school, and I was like, theoretically, physics should be on our side, because when you get the big, strong lads, they're not going to be going for. Believe it or not, there were only 2 guys on the team. The rest were girls, but they were strong. One of them was very scary. She, at one stage, I think was my girlfriend. She probably told me that she was anyway, but now at this stage, singled down the ground down to long on. And fielder once again there for the Blackcaps. So we have got there. So you selected Josh Lord as well in your team as well, says Sebastian. I mean, Josh Lord, he would be a pretty good tug of war player, I think, unless, of course, I guess if he goes too far forward, I would consider him maybe, is he top heavy? Josh Lord? No, he's probably not too bad in terms of the height. When I was about 12, I joined the boys arm wrestlers in summer camp competition because there was no girls division. I ended up in 3rd place as well. Says Cody Dixon, that is very impressive. And that regard, I've never been good at arm wrestling. I always feel like I can't get the technique going. Like my elbow, I can't work out how people get there, like have their arm go that way. My arm doesn't go that way. So I'd have to be winning, but I can't win because I don't have any strength. Oh, lovely bowl once again there from Patel. And also going to be a catcher. Don't forget to go and listen to the latest Rugby Down Under podcast, episode 17, if you haven't already anywhere. Or haven't already, everyone, sorry. Says a big ass sport. But yeah, enjoy your sleep, mate. Be sure to get plenty of it because we have got another busy weekend coming up here for the world of rugby and all things sport. Chapman once again now hitting it out through the covers. Nice shot. Fielded nicely there out on the boundary, and it is going to be kept to the 2 once again. Nice one, Katie, as well. And as for my prediction for Ireland versus Argentina, I want us to, that's a big word, eviscerate them as well. I personally hate them because they ruin us at the World Cup every time as well, says Kanakoinen. So it's personal by the sounds of it there. So hopefully, Ireland can back up the performance because the thing is, that's a full toss. That's going over the boundary. That's the 50 for Chapman as well. Well batted there for the Blackcaps. And that is the first 50 that he has had for New Zealand in T20 cricket or any format of the game as well. But yeah, overall, Ireland, they had that brilliant performance up against Japan. And I was hoping that they would continue it. And boy, did they continue it in their game up against the All Blacks. So hopefully they do, kind of not take their foot off the gas pedal for this final game. Because at the end of the day, after this game, they're going back to the URC. And the next time they play international rugby, more than likely, is the Six Nations. So they got nothing to lose. So all they've got to do is just go out there and just go for it. Hope for the best as well. Thank you, brother, as well, says Katie Dixon. Also have a good sleep, Blaze, says Katie Dixon. Also take care in the chat from Sebastian. But Mark Chapman, a very happy man at the moment, being able to bring up his 50, which is something that is very impressive indeed. Ooh. Beautiful shot. And that one's going to just wheel away or roll away to the boundary, I should say, for the Blackcaps. Nicely done once again there. So whatever the score for me is, Ireland will win by 10, 30 to 20 roughly as well. Says Kanakoinen. And I think that was something very similar to what I did have for the for my prediction on the podcast as well. Gunfight PK, the good night lol. Is this is Kanakoinen. And also over there. By the way, congrats on 650 subs on this channel as well. Says Katie Jackson. Thank you very much. It's one of those ones that I guess the strike on the main channel, yes, it wasn't good for us in that regard. But it has meant that we've been able to try and slowly build up the Kiwi sport. And we have got plans for this channel in the future to not just be based around rugby, not just be based around cricket, but we're going to have plenty more sports coming on this one as well. And autocorrect is out for blood tonight as well. And stupid autocorrect as well. Says Kanakoinen in there. At stage now, it is going to be Chahai. He's gone for 24 runs in the first 2 overs that he has bowled. But Chapman at the moment, he is starting to find a little bit of rhythm here. 8 overs left for the Blackcaps. The current run rate has moved up to 8. And if they continue the way that they're going here, maybe they can keep on increasing that. Ireland should this game by 15 as well. Honestly, can't believe how tough they are, especially when they play at Aviva as well. Says Sebastian, Aviva Stadium just seems to do something for the passion in the Irish. At the end of the day, that game, we thought, overall, that Springboks versus All Blacks game was absolutely incredible. The worst thing is the best games are normally the ones that the All Blacks lose. I think my 2 favorite test matches of the year have been Ireland versus the All Blacks and also All Blacks versus South Africa in that game where they did end up losing the second match. That was, big swing from Guptill there, not quite able to connect with it. I call it a necessary evil as well. So he's going to go in, and also we have got there in the chat as well. Just got to say, that this butt of Aviva Stadium is stunning as well. And Shuplin, as well, says Sebastian there. A little bit of an edge there from Martin Guptill. And did slow it down nicely. I need to work on my yawning technique. I feel like I need a yawning emoji on the main channel, perhaps, because of all the middle of the night live streams that we do in a recent time. But Guptill at the moment sitting on 35 of 26. Both batsmen here for the Blackcaps doing decently. Oh, yeah, it's got the 10 out of 10 yawn suppression, as well. Says the Katie Dixon. I feel like I try and hide it, but it just doesn't want to hide. Oh, it's a white ball. Guptill chases it. It's going to be sitting up and bouncing into the hands of Siraj down at third man. And Guptill once again looking at the bottom of the bat. That's not really what he wants to be doing, I wouldn't think. But Mark Chapman has done very well throughout this match. He's actually been brought into this lineup. And also you forget 12 players in the starting team play for the Smurfs as well. Says going in, and I assume, of course, the Smurfs are Leinster. But Munster at this stage, I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do going in. You've well and truly got me on the bandwagon for Munster, and I'm excited for the Champions Cup because I see they've got some hard opponents or interesting games as well that I will mention. One that I can think of off the top of my head, Wasps versus Munster. It's a good match. Good matchup. Hopefully it is going to go well. That's going to be over the head. And Chapman once again finding a gap. Seems to be doing it very nicely throughout this match. Leinster and other Leinster as well. There's Katie Dixon there and running through for the 2. Once again, now they are saying that the dew is starting to form on the ground as well. Perhaps there isn't as much swing at all in the second innings for the Blackcaps. Munster, not Munster, as I was mentioned. And Munster is such a good team, though, such a good team. I love watching them play as well, says Katie Dixon. And the thing with Munster as well, one thing that I noticed in that game of the URC that I did commentate is their forwards. They're just very, very good. You know, they play that physical game, and that is something that Ireland have become known for, is being able to really muscle up. That's just a little lobby shot, but it's going in the gap once again for Chapman, just for the single down the ground. And yes, Hamish Leinster makes my blood boil. I hate them as well. There's going to go in, and also I used to be all Leinster, but now Munster gets to share the shelf with Leinster as well, says Katie Dixon there. What we will quickly do is, this app is very useful. I am going to see exactly who Munster play, and not just the URC, because their games are coming up as well. 9 days' time till we get to see the URC. At this stage, the current run rate for New Zealand, they would be looking at 158 for their target, which is a lot better than it did look like at the very start. The next game Munster have got in 10 days' time is going to be up against the Bulls. That's not an easy game. Guptill hits it across the line down the ground. And that is once again, I would think, going to be the 2. Yes, it is. They're having to run quite a bit here, the Blackcaps, but it's leading to a lot of runs. The partnership over 100 runs here between the 2. Guptill still looking at the bottom of his bat. He's not too happy with it. Thinks there might be a little bit of a crack there. And Guptill just said, good work, Chappie, which is Mark Chapman, of course. But Munster, at this stage, they have got the Bulls as their first match, the Lions as their second, and then in the Champions Cup, they are going to be playing up against the Wasps, which is going to be a very exciting game. Oh, nicely bowled there. It's gone through the gap, though, and Guptill hits it for 4. You feel bad for the bowler. He got the Yorker right, but it ended up going straight to the boundary. Hamish, we're playing Emirates Lions and Bulls in South Africa as well, so it's going to go in. And also at this stage, I believe the other games of the Champions Cup, they have got Castres as their opponent. And I don't really know too much about them, but I know that the Wasps game will be pretty awesome to see how it does go. And then Wasps and Castres, I feel like I say it wrong as well. Casters? Is it Casters? It's probably not Casters, but we'll go with that for now until I am corrected, which will be very soon. But this stage, 13 overs down, and the Blackcaps, looking at the odds, because I love looking at the odds to try and work out exactly who is going to be winning fixtures. The Blackcaps are actually now moving back into almost an even playing field here with India. So perhaps they will be able to keep on building themselves up and maybe be able to win this match, but we will have to wait and see. Quins have got Castres as well in the Champions Cup as well, says Sebastian there. But yeah, that's going to be an awesome Champions Cup. Like last year when I was watching it, I didn't really know too much about the Champions Cup. This year, I followed quite a few of these teams. Castres. Is it Castres? Castres. I don't know why the accent kicks in when I try and say it, but now this stage it is going to be Ashwin once again. He's bowling decently. 19 runs of his first 3 overs. Has picked up a wicket. Yeah, only the 1 wicket, and that was Kumar was able to get it very early on. Daryl Mitchell, golden duck in this one, but Chapman now on strike. Sees the space on the outside of that. It's going to be a beautiful shot there for Chapman. It goes to the boundary for 4. And Hamish as well says Kata going in there. But looking through at some of the easier names of that Champions Cup, Ulster, Northampton, Racing 92, Lower Rochelle, Sale Sharks, Glasgow, Exeter. I'll tell you what, there's so many. Leinster, Harlequins, Toulouse, Munster, Stade de France. Also Leicester, Wasps, Bristol. They're all going to be games that I want to watch. And unfortunately, I think a few of the games overlap, so I won't be able to watch all of them at the same time. He's had his stumps knocked over. And Ashwin picks up the wicket of Chapman there. And that is the 2nd wicket down now for the Blackcaps lads. I'm thinking of making scrum lesson MLR rugby commentary channel, but I've got a little anxiety about it. Any advice on how to overcome the YouTube nerves as well, says Katie. I think the biggest thing, because I guess I'm probably still not the best to comment on it because I do still get nervous for my live streams. I'll be honest, because of the fact that I don't normally talk much outside of live streams. But I would say as long as, like, I guess the longer you do it, the more you get used to having to say kind of more, if that makes sense. Like at the start of my live streams, at the start of our YouTube videos, I wouldn't say a word. Now I ramble big time. So I would say just keep at it. And even if it doesn't seem like it is growing at the very start, it will. Like as long as you keep on putting that effort into it and also enjoy what you're doing. Because if you enjoy what you're doing, people can see it on like your face when you're doing the videos. And Hamish, you are a total pro to me as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, that was a novice attempt at a French accent, if I've ever heard one. As well, says kind of going in. No matter what, I'll definitely be there to show support as well, says Sebastian. Me too. As well, we are the Kiwi Lads community, so we will be helping you out big time there. At this stage, last wicket was Chapman. He faced 50 balls, went for 63 runs. Now Phillips making his way to the crease. Guptill sitting on 42 of 69. That's a lie. He's on 29. The question that I have, even though sentences aren't quite working anymore, is do you guys think that Guptill will get more than 63 runs? Can he get another 21 here? Or will he go out a little bit earlier on? You all are the best as well, says Katie Dixon. And thank you, brother, as well, says Katie in the chat as well. But it is going to be Glenn Phillips on strike due to Ashwin picking up the wicket. We did mention a little bit earlier on, only the one wicket so far for India, but now they have picked up two. I thought for a second Kyle Jamieson was falling asleep in the dugout, but he was just blinking for an extended period of time. Ashwin now just set in the field for Phillips. This is a man that they'll want to get out nice and early. They've got two men straight down the ground, two almost deep mid-wicket and also deep square leg, and then a deep point as well for the other position. Oh, Ashwin there just getting that ball nice. Little bit of flight there, bit of turn on it as well. I think Guptill will get his half century, but not 63 or more. Just a hunch as well, says Sebastian. I feel like that's a decent shout because we are sitting 13.3 overs in. So he would have to go big time. Definitely if Phillips gets more of the strike, bit of spin there, kicks the ball away. There, Phillips. But Ashwin now seems like he's finally found his length and also whereabouts his line is. Unfortunately for him, though, he has only got another 2 balls left of his spell, and then his night will be finished with the ball in hand. Perhaps he gets a chance to bat a little bit later on in this fixture, though. At this stage, it is Glenn Phillips. He is on strike. Fun fact, Munster and Castres is the most constant head-to-head fixture in the Champions Cup as well. The draws are an absolute joke. We've had teams like La Rochelle and Montpellier and have never played them as well. Says kind of going in. Because I guess in the semi-finals as well, they would be set up in a certain way that it's like certain teams face certain teams type thing. But yeah, hopefully we do get to see a few matchups this year that we aren't used to seeing. How's that happen? That's a wicket. And Phillips here, I think he's on his way. Unless he thinks he's hit the ball. He's gone upstairs. I'm kind of leaning back and it's quite comfy. Comfy. I'll be honest. We're going to slouch for a bit. We don't normally do this on the live stream, but this is quite comfy down here. What is that? Is that that's my iPad. I just moved that to the side a little bit here. Oh. Okay, it was given out there. It's hitting in line, I believe. It's going to be probably umpire's call with it going through. So flat line past the ball, or past the bat, I should say, hitting the pad on the knee roll. So the only thing that could save Phillips here is if it spins just a little bit too far and go for it, Katie, as well. So it's kind of going in there. Umpire's call there, and it is coming back and hitting the wicket. So that is going to be, the review is retained, but the wicket is going to be given, and that is going to be Phillips now on his way. And also we have got there, how did India suddenly get 3 wickets as well, says Rice. So, I mean, all of a sudden, Ashwin, 2 wickets so far in this over. He has been making a massive difference throughout this one. But Guptill is still there. As long as he's got a set batsman with him, should be all right. But we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. 13.5 overs. Doesn't look like I'm slouching. I feel like the way that I've tilted the camera, it doesn't look like I'm actually like slouching too badly. Even though this cannot be good for the posture, but it's quite comfy at this stage. We have got there as well. We're playing Castres and Cardiff in the Champions Cup. I honestly think the Castres game will be a lot tougher. I quite fear the French sides in European competitions as well, definitely when they're at home. Like when you've got a side from France at home, we've seen in the top 14 how much of an impact having that home field advantage can have. for a French side as well. Who SF Quins got in the Champions Cup as well. Says kind of going in. I will quickly, if Seb does not know, I will quickly get that up for you, mate. Just so that you can know as well. Although I know that Seb is pretty much schooled up on all things Harlequins, so he'll probably be able to beat me to it. I will definitely, I will know now, definitely, brother, as well, says Katie Dixon there. But we will go down to the Harley of the Quins. But at this stage now, Seifert going to be at the crease, which is not ideal for the Blackcaps, losing 2 very quick wickets. And he's just going to have to block that one. Ashwin, he's found his form and he's doing decently. So in the Champions Cup, the Harlequins, they are going to be taking on Castres, and also Cardiff is the other fixture that they have got themselves. And it is twice that they play both of those sides, and then you go through to the next stage. It kind of seems weird that you play the same side twice. Like, I would have thought maybe they'd decide to switch it up and kind of have it that you play 4 different sides. But at this stage, we have also got there only Toulouse and La Rochelle worry me for, but the other French teams are overrated. I wouldn't worry about Castres as well. They're a terrible disciplinary record as well, says Kana going in. But yeah, I guess it is one of those ones as well that you got to make sure discipline you are doing decently, because we saw Fiji. They actually played a very good side or a very good game up against Wales, but unfortunately, due to the fact that they did have so many yellow cards and red cards, did make it tough for them as well. Also, we were out there, yeah, Katie in the chat for that one as well. For who else have got the Quins or who else have the Quins got as well there? And also we have got there, go for it, Katie, in there for the channel it was as well. And you got this as well, says Rice there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the MLR content. I feel like that is a competition that I still need to really pick up and really get behind. But I do see that the schedule, I believe it's been announced. So I'm excited because those games are going to be on at almost normal New Zealand hours, which is great. Worse than Fiji's as well, says Sebastian there in the chat with a question mark. Yeah, Fiji's on the weekend was not great for the disciplinary side of it, that is for sure. At this stage now, Siraj is going to be running his way in for his 3rd over. He hasn't picked up any wickets yet, but he certainly has the potential to. That's a wicket, is it? No, it's lobbed over the top cup tool. Just not quite able to get it to the boundary, but he has been able to clear the field for the 2 runs. Nicely done by Martin Guptill, I guess, of the edge, and also we've got there possibly as well, says Kana going in there. At the stage, Garden Guptill, I almost called him, but Martin Guptill. It's just showing there. Chapman tried to swing through the ball, didn't quite get onto it. The spin came back just a little bit there for Ashwin. He was able to pick up another wicket. He's got plenty of them at international level, that is for sure, Ashwin. Also, anywhere that he plays around the world, he does pick them up, no matter what the conditions. Oh, Guptill puts the head down. He's hit that one hard. So Raj has gone all the way for 6, and that is the 50 now for Martin Guptill. Being able to bring it up, and India at this stage under a little bit of pressure from the Blackcaps. Blackcaps sitting 118 for 3 at this stage after 14.2 overs. Guptill, he's batted well throughout this one. 63 was how many Mark Chapman got. We'll have to wait and see whether or not Guptill can keep on getting there. He just keeps the head completely still, Martin Guptill, anytime he swings through like that. And also, then I don't mind Castre pretending they are a rugby league team by playing in 13. Playing in 13 the whole 80 minutes as well, says Sebastian there. But yeah, I will ask the question, how much of the top 14 do you ladies and gentlemen watch? Because I've found myself, Guptill, trying to find the gap out mid-wicket way, almost able to do it, well fielded though, and it is going to be kept to the 2 there. But yeah, do let me know how much top 14 you watch. I've ended up, like when there are games taking place at about maybe 7 or 9 a.m. New Zealand time, I've actually been staying up right through the night and then watching them after a big night of live streams. I feel like it's a nice way of chilling out and also just getting to experience some of the top 14 we have got there. Don't let nerves hold you back. If you're confident you can do it as well, then do it as well. God's love. God loves it true as well, says Kana Coin in there. But yeah, pretty much the best bit of advice that I can give is like the first time you do it, it is daunting, but then as you do it more and more, like it does get easier. Like we have got a special video planned at some stage, and it does involve, I guess, a little bit of a throwback, looking back at what we've done in the past on the Kiwi Lads channel. And some of those first videos, they're interesting. That's a nice shot there from Martin Guptill, out to deep cover just for the single once again. And Guptill still looking at the bottom of his bat. He's not happy. I usually watch the Sunday evening game in the top 14 Monday morning in New Zealand. Yeah, I think that is actually probably the one that I most commonly get to witness. Nice bit of spin there, the carambol as they called it. And also, thank you so much, brother. Those are wonderful words as well in the chat. And goddamn autocorrect, as I says, this is kind of going to tell you what, autocorrect does not like you today, does it, mate? It seems to be changing every single one. It's like when you said, I love gunfire BKR rather than good night BKR. I feel like that was one that I did find quite amusing. Now at this stage, Saraj going to be walked away to the leg-hand side, looking for the two decides against it there. And thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You're the best. From Katie Dixon there to Sebastian. And now that they've announced Super, oh, that's a nice ball. They are just showing there Chapman's wicket. And it was just very, very nicely done. That is for sure. It is one of those ones that, like, with Super Rugby being announced, we've got Super Rugby, Six Nations, MLR, Top League coming back as well. There's just so much rugby on at the moment, and it's going to be now Saraj. Oh, full toss there. Guptill not quite getting onto it, finding the gap once again, though. And sometimes when you've got your luck, you've got your luck. Does he look at the bottom of the bat again? No, he does decide against it. So the MLR starting in 80 days now. That's a stupidism option, Amish. Almost the same as Gramanali as well, says Karako in there. But yeah, 80 days time. Rugby Atlanta versus Old Glory DC. And that is going to be taking place at 9 a.m. New Zealand time. Then the other games, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 2 p.m., 11 a.m., and 4 p.m. So they're actually, like, none of the games are in the middle of the night here in New Zealand, but it's whether or not there are a whole heap of other games taking place kind of leading up to those ones. The likes of the Six Nations, it actually starts in 79 days. Ireland versus Wales, Scotland versus England, and also France versus Italy. And that's another competition I'm looking forward to, because last year I knew nothing about the top 14 sides. Or sorry, not the top 14 sides. The Six Nations sides. But now I'm learning a little bit more. And lots of competitions, no strikes as well, says Sebastian. Fingers crossed that will be the case. Because, yeah, as soon as you get a strike, it just limits you. That's going to be a wicket, is it? No, they've decided that that is not going to be Guptill hitting that ball. Instead, it came off the bat. He's having a bit of a chuckle. The thing is, I just want you guys to know, because this does look slightly bad when I am yawning every few minutes. It's not because, like, I am bored or anything like that. It is just due to the fact that for some reason my body and lights don't combine well. And also with these games being in the middle of the night, I feel like naturally I do yawn. But it's nothing against the game, nothing against anything in the chat either. But yeah, it is just unfortunate that these games do take place in the middle of the night. Whipped to the leg side once again by Chapman. Looking for the quick two, decides against it. Didn't look like he was running that smoothly between the wickets there, Seifert. So hopefully he is all right there and doesn't have any injuries. We've already seen quite a few of them. See, that one was just for fun. And so we've got I guarantee they'll get at least 1 to 2 yellow cards each game in the Champions Cup as well. They play in one red card every second or third as well, says Kanakoinen. And New Zealand still just ticking over the strike rate very nicely here in the game up against India. Martin Guptill is looking determined to be able to get something going. And Seifert now is going to be on strike. 2 off 3 balls so far he has faced. And you can see, once again, the Indian crowd, they are getting behind this side. They've been able to have a sellout ground for the first time in India in a long time. Reverse sweep there from, it was Seifert, and that is just going to be the dot ball. Once again, for him not quite able to get it through the gap there for Tim Seifert. But working hard in this game so far, the Blackcaps, to try and get themselves up there in the run rate towards that maybe 8.5, 9 and over. If they can do that, they have a decent chance of being able to win this game. Seifert that time does a sweep. And that is going through the gap, and that's going to be a hard foot race. Almost able to cut it off there, Saraj, but it has made it to the boundary. And the Blackcaps, once again, getting another one. 63 runs was the high score for Chapman at this stage. His high score for the Blackcaps. Guptill sitting on 56. Seifert now picking up his first boundary, and perhaps will look to really go in the last few overs of this game. Try and push the Blackcaps up to somewhere around that 170, 180, I would say. And also we have got there Castres, Juan Ed Rauk I can't speak French very well, but I assume that is getting yellows and reds, hopefully. And also, we have got the last time they really hit the headlines, Seb, was the one where their players made a horrible tackle on a brief player and got sent off in a 10-week suspension. Says Kanakoinen. Was he the lock that jumped into the tackle, Kanakoinen, in the French top 14? Do let me know. I believe there was one guy who literally jumped in and kind of bear hugged a guy in midair. Was that the one? That was that challenge. The stage projected score at this stage for the Blackcaps, 170 if they get 10 and over. At the current rate, they are going, it's looking at 1.62, or sorry, 162. And then if they can go at 12, they get 178. Correct, Amish, as well. Yeah, that was an ugly challenge. Jean Enrit, Rue, is it Rue? Jean Enru. Close? Not close, probably, but now at this stage, it is going to be once again getting another opportunity to bowl. It's a wide straight away from him, unfortunately, and it is going to be Martin Guptill on strike. He has only gone for the 5 runs so far, and it is Kumar, I believe, who is bowling at the moment here. Guptill sitting on 56 runs. He's South African as well, says Kanakoinen. So big South African lock. They hit hard, and he doesn't need to jump into a tackle like he did. I know that one split the rugby community as well. Like anytime there's a red card, there seems to be some people who love it, some people who hate it. And that's a brilliant shot down the ground from Martin Guptill. Do they take on the 2? They decide against it. Still decide against it. Still decide against it there. And your French sounds Chinese, I swear, to all deities above. Castres is one big faux pas. I know that one, faux pas as well. At this stage, Martin Guptill, he's hit 2 6s so far, a few 4s as well around the ground. I believe he has got 3 so far, but he's had quite a few 1s and a few 2s scattered around the ground as well. Yawning's just one of those things. Can you yawn in a way that doesn't make you look just completely random as well? That one has gone for just another single there for New Zealand. They're actually working their way towards becoming the favourite in this game so far, working hard to try and get themselves a big win here up against India, who are a capable side. You cannot underestimate India in these games, as they are going to be a very tough side, and one that will be one to watch in the future 2 games that we are going to get to see. French lessons with Hamish as well, and Zut Alors, says Katie Dixon. I don't know what to do with my mouth, but now Martin Guptill's hit the ball for 6. That's a weird transition. Transition. But nice shot from Martin Guptill there. And that has brought up another few runs. He's up to 63 as well. He's got the same as Chapman. And he's continuing to fire Martin Guptill. And the last thing the Blackcaps want here is for him to lose his wicket. They can keep him out there for a little bit longer. It's going to be in that situation if he will be sitting nicely. And maybe he can get himself towards that whole total that he will be after, which is the 100. But I don't know whether or not he has got time. I'm just checking who else they have got, who they will be having. Of course, Ravindra actually might get an opportunity a little bit later on in this game. But at this stage, Martin Guptill sitting on the 63 runs here. It's nicely bowled. It's going to be the single. He moves up to the top run scorer now. And also, we've got there. Here's a challenge, Hamish. You watch a lot of top 14. Should be easy. Crouch, bind, set in French as well, says Sebastian. Oh, flexion. I know that flexion happens. Agi, flexion. That's about all I got. Unfortunately, at this stage, I can't quite think of the flexion. I know flexion is one, and I think that is bind. Maybe. It's going to be out straight out there. Oh, got to almost get himself run out at the non-strikers end. Tous de J Swiss. I can't speak French. I feel like that's one language that I obviously don't sound fluent in. And now it is going to be once again Seifert on strike. It's a ball hard and it's going to be out No, it's not. It's gone through the hands. And that's going to be the 4 runs. Mistake out in the deep. I thought he was gone for. But it is going to be the 4 runs, the last ball of Kumar's over as well. Jeshi's Pawn. Jeshi's Pawn. Seven's right. Your French sounds Chinese. As well, I can hear it. Yeah. It's not the best French accent you will ever hear in your life, but you know, if I tried to speak Chinese, I'd probably be decent. One bounce for there for it was Tim Seifert. 17 overs gone. New Zealand sitting on 144 for 3. Being able to bring this back, I love this, says Katie Dixon. The good thing is, at this stage, we have got like a small group watching. And the small group is our regulars who do normally watch. So I feel like this is one of those live streams that I'm having a lot of fun. Flexion, le, ju. I don't know my vowels in French. Flexion. I know flexion because that's the first word that they always say. Flexion. And then le, and then jou for the scrum. I'm going to have to listen in closer to the next one that I do here for the scrum. But now at this stage, it is going to be Guptill. He's gone big. That's a big shot there from Martin Guptill. Gives it to the crowd as well. And now at this stage, New Zealand move up to 150 runs now. And ask Marky 2 cents. He learnt it in from his time in China as well. Says Kanakoin. And also we have got the Le Chat et sur la table. Is that I've got a large table? No, probably not. It's something to do with the chat. The chat do like tables. Do you guys like tables? But Guptill there, he just ends up holding the pose. He knew that he struck it well. That one went about 100 meters there for Martin Guptill. Just held the pose. He's moved up to 70 runs. He is on fire at the moment, Martin Guptill. He knew he hit it well. He knew he hit it a mile. And now at this stage, how can India fire back? I feel like he needs a wicket and he needs it right now. Can he do it? Final ball of his over. Well, sorry, that's actually the first ball of his over, but the second ball, it's where a wicket needs to take place for him, for the Indian bowler. Oh, Guptill, he's hit it again. Has he got all of it, though? It's going to be falling. It's a wicket, and that is Guptill gone. Chahar, he decided to put it in the slot again, and Guptill, he is not everybody has got as well. The chat likes tables got Ash as well. Just going to go in, and also that's great from the Blackcaps. This will definitely be a defendable total as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, whoever comes out now just really needs to keep on going for them as well. The cat is on the table. Oh, I wasn't a mile off. Oh, they're checking for front foot here. Oh no, the back foot cutting the return crease is the call here. Oh. This is an interesting one. I don't actually know this rule well enough to be able to comment. Okay. So he should be fine here. So this is going to be the wicket of Martin Guptill. And he is going to be on his way now. And it's going to remain as out. So New Zealand at this stage has Martin Guptill put them in a position to be able to win the game, though, with that decent innings that he has put himself a mile. Hamish, you were off by about 10 light years as well. Says Kanakoinen. I had table, but that was because it was the only word that came through. Not the chat as well. I got 2 out of how many words? 2 out of 6. That's 33%. You know, that wasn't close, was it? Ravindra, though, making his way to the crease. Not really a player who I've seen too much of in the past. So I'm excited to see what he can do here. If he can get himself in a decent bit of form going forward for the Blackcaps. So now at this stage, Ravindra, sorry. I don't know what happened there. I had my thumb on my lip. I ended up kind of turning into a car stone with the This is why live streams in the middle of the night can go one or two ways, I've realized. They can either go smoothly or they can go where my brain is almost not in awake mode, but not in sleep mode either, and just at a flat pace where we do try and speak French. Have you got any other French sayings, Katie, that don't involve chat or tables and I'll try and translate them, help you out. At this stage now, Seifert sitting on 11 off 8. Decent player. He was brought in due to the injury of Devon Conway. He's on strike. Oh, that's just a single down the ground there for the Blackcaps. Once again, chaotic live streams are the best as well, says Katie Dixon. I feel like they're happening more and more often recently as well, which I don't know. I mean, it's probably a good thing, but it's also probably, it's interesting. Never know quite what's going to happen. But Guptill there tried to hold the pose, but didn't quite get that one as well as he got the last. And was taken nicely by the man in the deep. But India, that was a much-needed wicket. Guptill may have been able to go on to 100 if he did end up not losing his wicket then and there. But New Zealand at the moment, there's a bit of a stare-off going on between batter and bowler there, between Guptill and it was Chahal. Or sorry, was it Chahal? It might not be Chahal. And Mange Poison avec Moy. So is that possibly, oh sorry, Le Sangue est sur le blanc. Branch. The song, I sung a song on the branch of my mango tree. That'll be it. Whoever's got their speaking of languages, I assume the New Zealand commentators speak Maori at the start of the game. If so, it sounds incredibly difficult as well. Says Kanakoinen and greatest pickup line as well. Wait, is it a pickup line? I guess I didn't quite get that one right. Unless, of course, you're talking about singing or seducing someone with a song in a mango tree, then it's a different story. But yeah, I can only say 2 sentences in Maori, which is Kaki te koe e te rawiki and also Home e rima kotahi tonu kata kata. But those are pretty much my only 2 that I can say. They are just checking this one. TV umpire, they're actually going to be checking this one. They're reviewing it for caught behind there. I wonder how quickly they reviewed this one straight after. And also we have got their Mange Paulson avec Maua. And also Hihi from Katie Dixon. Oh. Is there a noise? I'm wondering how quickly India must have reviewed it. They must have reviewed it relatively quickly here. Flat line. It is a flat line, so that is going to be a review loss there for India. But it's worth a crack due to the fact that it was very close to the bat of Ravindra. That was all rhyming, just back to back to back. That's still almost rhyming. At this stage, not out. 17.4 overs gone. New Zealand need to find a way of pushing towards 180. Or at least 170 here. They need one of these 2 men. Seifert can hit a long ball. Ravindra, I haven't seen a lot of him, but he needs to feed the strike for Seifert here just to keep on going for the Blackcaps coming home. As you love fish and chips, you know this as well. Malja, wait, so is it the second? Which part is the fish and chips part? Is it the branch or is it the Moy part? One's going out, and Ravindra gets a single. Well done from that man. Yep, Māori is very difficult. Thanks for your promotion, Amish, as well. Says it Kanakoinen. And yeah, it is very tough. Poison equals fish. Mango. Or sorry, mange equals eat. I eat fish and chips. Is it I eat fish and chips? I like fish and chips. Eat fish and chips. Is chips moi? Maybe. I eat fish and chips sometimes. I actually had fish and chips tonight. I decided that would be a good idea before me live stream. That one slow ball nicely bowled there from Chahar. Did go for the 6, the first ball of the over. Then from there, being able to bring it back very nicely. Only going for the 8 runs in the end. And New Zealand now, they still need to find their way to 170 if they want a chance of winning this one. Paulson, moi, me, fish me. Avec with. Fish with me. Is it fish? Eat fish? Oh, eat fish with me. Is it eat fish with me, KG? That's a good offer if it is. I would accept. I like fish. I quite enjoy elephant fish, even though we did have it in the background for one of those ones, and it was a creepy looking thing, but they taste all right overall. But New Zealand at this stage, India putting them back under pressure a little bit more. This is hilarious as well, says Katie Dixon. I feel like there's a reason I don't tutor people when trying to learn new languages, and this is probably it overall. But now it is going to be important that New Zealand find their way to a few more runs. Like they were saying, they want 180 here for New Zealand, but it is going to be now bowled. Oh, it's a nice delivery, and it is going to be Ravindra just hits it out there. They're looking for just the single. Not able to scamper through, and Seifert on strike. He needs a big shot here. 6 or out. You did it, Hamish, as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, Hamish did it in there as well. I feel like saying that Seifert here, I think he's in trouble. I feel like he's going to get a Yorker on middle stump or something like that and end up with his pair getting knocked out of the ground or something along those lines. It could be another wicket here for India, depending on how it goes. Running in once again here. Oh, it's not going to be a Yorker, but it has got extremely high from Seifert. It's going in the air, and it is going to be caught. And that is another wicket now. Looking into the sun or looking into the lights, he said he couldn't see it, but he has taken it, and now Seifert is going to be on his way. And that is another wicket. 3 in a row. We have got there in the chat from Jay. Also, we have got there, Blaze told me to come and check out as well. Kiakaha, he said as well. Says Jay, so welcome into the live stream, mate. Is he still up at the moment, Jay? I know that he was heading to bed a little while ago, but hopefully he is doing well. He will be enjoying the fact that the T20 World Cup from the cricket did go the way of Australia in the final. Who would you start, Finley Christie or Aaron Smith? As well, says Rubes. We have got our prediction video that will be coming out a little bit later on today, and something that I did do in that was I went with something a little bit risky. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I made a big call in that one, and that is going to be coming out just a little bit later on tonight. And if you were to look closer to our area or look closer to our area, Hamish, try listening to Northern Europe English or Northern English people. I don't think they speak the language at all as well. Says kind of going in there. And also, hi, welcome to Jillies as well, says Katie Dixon there in the chat. And now Mitchell Satnam making his way out to the crease. Looks like he's getting a little bit of trash talk thrown his way, perhaps, as he's making his way out there. It's a little bit confused about it as well. We have got there Ches Katie as well, says Jay there in the chat. And now Ravindra, both spinners going to be at the crease here for New Zealand. And now they've got that slight worry of not making it to 170. Could end up well and truly cutting them down here, India, but they will have to make sure that they have a decent day with the bat. I have never really been anything other than the favourites in this one as well. And tell plays, we see Michael Hooper just to the 6 as well. Says Katie Dixon there to Jay, but now running in once again, it is going to be Kumar. Been bowling well so far. Satner tries that, it was Ravindra. They are going to be taking just the single there once again, and Satner now will have the strike for the last 2 balls of this delivery, or last 2 balls of the over. It's going to be interesting. Current run rate of 8.32. I don't know whether or not that's enough to beat India. I feel like they need it closer to the 9, and they will need 170 or so to have any chance of being able to win this game. But it's got there. I think plays as fast asleep as well, says Jay. Yeah, I believe he was heading off about an hour ago or so. But yeah, he has got a big weekend of live streams. And yeah, this stage we have got the rugby coming up. Also the A-League. I'm considering doing some sort of A-League streams, perhaps on this channel as well, if that is something you guys are keen to see. Statner now going to be on strike. Hasn't faced a delivery yet. Can hit a long ball, but at this stage, India doing extremely well to shut them down. We have got their Winter Blackpool in Manchester. Going to be hit there by Santner, just the dot ball as well. And also we have got the hello, mate, and the chat from Sebastian. And also we have got there the Mancunian accent is tough to get used to as well. And I think Finley Christie needs all the game time he can get. But everyone is going to start Nuggy as well, says Katie. And also we have got there, hi Hamish, I'm still in Dreamland over Ireland beating New Zealand as well, says Mark. What a performance from Ireland. It was absolutely awesome. And it sounds weird for me to say as a Kiwi, but I am just like, I was thrilled with the result, which I know probably gets me in trouble with a few Kiwis, but oh, they missed the run out there. And like they are saying there, typical New Zealander did end up hitting Mitch Satner. He decided against running for a hey, howdy, hey, brother, hell you do. Hope you're well as well. And good day, Sebastian, says Jay. And also, can someone justify what a guy like Mara Toje is, who was almost non-existent all season, gets nominated for the World Player of the Year? Makes no sense as well. Yeah, it was interesting. Like, at the end of the day, you've got him. Dupont, I can understand. Michael Hooper, I can understand. Samu Karevi, I also think maybe is quite lucky to be there because of the fact that, like, when you only have 4 nominations and 2 of them are from the same country, like, it does make it a little bit tough, I guess you could say, for other countries to get a run in because there's no Springboks and no All Blacks for that hello mark as well. From Sebastian, it's a bouncer to Mitch Santner now at this stage. They're heading into the last over. And it's just going to be the single 5 runs off it. New Zealand under pressure and England starting to find their form late in this one. Kind of cool. And could you imagine if a Leinster player got nominated as well? Says Mark, that wouldn't have gone well. That is for sure. And also we have there. I've watched how Liverpool people talk. I'm even more confused about after that as well. I'm from I can't even do the Liverpool. I'm from Liverpool. That's not a Liverpool. Liverpool. I can't do. The thing is, I'm decent at accents, but I can't do some at all, as you guys have realised as well. And also, don't go there, Mark, as well in the chapter. I'm kind of going in, and also we have got the the Scouse accent is the worst as well, says Sebastian. And now at this stage, Ravindra, he will not be on strike. It is going to be Siraj who's bowling the last over. It's gone for 34 runs so far. If New Zealand can hit 13 off this one, get themselves 170, they'll be able to get up there. And it's the worst as well, says Sebastian. New Zealand run rate this match, the 7 to 15 overs, they were up to 9.1. 16 to 20, they've been sitting decently as well. 13 dot deliveries, they have just said. I think Player of the Year nominations are just people begging to fight, really, because in the end, who is voting and what is the criteria as well? And your Liverpool sounds Russian as well, says Jay. And also, we have got that Finnish accent. It's hard to do unless drunk. I assume that is from Mark. And Yorkshire is decent. And also, do you think Ireland are peaking too early, like they always do before the World Cup, says Rubes? I think we're still way too far out from the World Cup to be able to really tell. I'm hoping that they continue the way that they're going into the Six Nations. Would be pretty awesome to see if they can kind of get something going. It looks like Siraj straight away. He has got a bad injury here for the hand. And it looks like he is not too happy at all. Mitch Santner just trying to check on him. I believe he ended up getting his finger cut open there. And he does not look too happy, and neither do a couple of the Indian players on the sideline. Oh, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it's his left hand, and it looks like he has ended up getting that ball right on the finger there when Mitch Santner hit it. Oh, it's just hit the pinky there. And that one would have hurt. The webbing might have been split there on the finger. And also, I am Irish, but don't go there with the World Cup as well, says Mark. And also, we have got the I can grasp onto, but lose it after 5 seconds, speaking with it as well. And also, Peter O'Mahony should get nominated for most skull bludgeons he walked away from as well, says Katie Dixon. But at this stage, Siraj just getting a little bit of attention. It's unfortunate for him that he is bowling the final over. Like they mentioned, it is on the weak hand, and instead he is right-handed. So Guptill's going to be the leading run scorer for the Blackcaps throughout this one. And now at this stage, just getting a little bit more strapping on the finger. The coverage is trying to cut out a little bit, but we can see the crowd, and they are well and truly loving this game. They are back in attendance for it. What's the time over there? Over the ditch. Must be around 5 a.m. It's only 11 p.m. in Perth as well. Yeah, we are sitting currently 4:12 a.m. here in New Zealand, but Blackcaps are playing, so I decided I would get up for this game. We do rugby in the middle of the night. We might as well do some cricket as well. Jamie George should be nominated for most times. The camera was pointed at him when he was confused as well. Says Kanako, and I feel like I could give him a run for his money in that category. Because anytime the TMO's talking, I just sit here like, just like my emoji. And tell you what, we haven't got it because we are on the second channel, but I can put it up in the corner. That is my competition with Jamie George there. Wait, what way am I looking? I'm looking that way. Is that the same face? I feel like that wasn't too bad. You know, I'm kind of slouching quite badly. I should probably sit back up again. There we go. Although I will have to put the camera up just a little bit more. There we go. No, we're not quite there. We'll go like this. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's got there. Johnny Sexton should be nominated for dustiest mummy on the field, according to everyone as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, the man's still going at this stage, Johnny Sexton. Hopefully he does have a good Six Nations as well if he is going to be the number 10, because they have got Joey Carberry, they have got Byrne as well. I mean, I could go on and on as well, says Katie Dixon. They are showing Mark Chapman. He did decently to get his innings underway. He was going at about a runner ball, but then really ramped it up. India, they did win the toss. They chose the bowl for this match, and now they will be hoping to get out of this one with the Blackcaps having less than a total of 170, I would say, as well. But one ball being bowled so far. Siraj, now he is strapped back up with the hand, and now it will be Ravindra on strike. I believe this man can hit a long ball, and Dane Skoll wins the award of the season for being the biggest muppet, makes Eddie Jones look like a Marty as well. Dane Cole, sorry, as well, says Kana Coin in there in the chat. And I believe he will be playing up against France if I'm not wrong. Can't get fired up, Dane Cole, that is for sure. But Siraj now bowling. Ravindra, French cut for 4. And that is not what Siraj wanted to see, but it's what the batsman wanted. He wanted to get it to the boundary, and that is exactly how he was able to do it. We have got there. Alan Jones should be nominated for the most intimidating stink eye given, as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there Love cricket as well. Played junior cricket for Queensland as well. Played with James Hopeson, also Mitchell Johnson, and a few others as well, says Jay. That is very impressive indeed. I feel like the biggest accolade in terms of a player that I have played against is kind of connected to cricket, I guess you could say, because if you guys know Cullen Grace, who has had a couple test caps for the All Blacks, I was actually in his South Canterbury cricket development team, and that is about all. To be honest, like whenever we have people in the chat, like, yeah, I mean, he's not the level of Mitchell Johnson, definitely not in the cricketing world. Oh, nice slow ball there from Siraj, and that is going to be a dot ball. Dane Cole's the biggest attitude on the planet as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got the Sextoy, also wins the award for forgetting to tie his ears, says Karakoinen. It was a nice delivery there from, it was Siraj. I'm wondering, I don't know whether 160 is enough up against India. I feel like if they get towards that 170, yes, maybe, but it's still going to be one that could go either way. At this stage now, Siraj going to be running in. It's been bowling. That was the slow ball, the last one. That's a high bouncer. Oh, it's going to be, is it a wide? No, it's just called as a tap on the shoulder. And now because of it, it is going to be, they aren't allowed any more bounces in this over, but now it is only the 2 balls left of this one. And also we have the Oltan. I'm going to try Oltan. It is kind of coin as well, says Mark. I feel like I pronounced that absolutely terribly. Dane Coles is definitely a Muppet, an angry Muppet, just throws himself into the sin butter as well, says Katie Dixon. Also, we've got can the Blues retain the Super Rugby title, says Rubes. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not they can do it. Oh, stumps are gone. And that was a beautiful delivery from Siraj. And because of it now, it does mean that Ravindra are going to be on his way. And also, can the Blues retain? I think that they have got a decent chance of being able to do it, the Blues. They're a capable side, and they have got Fiji and Drua as the first match that they are going to have. So that is going to be a pretty awesome one when we do get to see it take place. And hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. We've only got around, I want to say 100 days till we get to see that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But at the end of the day, Siraj there, able to pick himself up. Was that his first wicket, second wicket, third wicket? How many wickets has that man got? I'm not too sure, but doing decently so far. And at this fixture, and Rachin Ravindra is going to be on his way. He will not be too happy. He wanted to get away, but I like their spirit as well. And I think all the bros that go onto the field with grey hair are doing it as a big middle finger to everyone who think that they are too old to play. It's like coming up, or it's like they are saying, yep, old man coming through as well in the chat. I like their spirit, says Katie Dixon. I'm trying to think, because Sam Whitelock, I don't know whether, I think his beard might be going a little bit grey. Dane Coles went onto the field with grey hair too as well, says Katie Dixon. But Siraj, can he close this one out? It's Tim Southee who will get the first ball, or the final ball, I should say, his first ball of his spell. It's going to be an important one. But so far, Siraj, he picked up 1 wicket. Ashwin has been able to get 2. And also, it was Kumar who was able to get 2 as well. That's a dot ball. Trying to throw down the stumps. Can they get 2? Tim Southee wants it. And they are going to keep on running. And it is going to be, no, they've fumbled it again, India. And that was 2 byes to close it out. And that is a nicely run to by New Zealand. They've made it up to 164 for 6 at the end of their innings. Is it going to be enough? We will have to wait and see. We have got there. So did Sam Whitelock as well. Says Katie Dixon, 164. How are we feeling, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat? Is that going to be enough for the Blackcaps to be able to get themselves a win here? Do let me know. But Siraj, in the end, it was a good delivery. Tried to throw down the stumps, didn't quite get it right. And then from there, Satner did a dive, didn't realize that they were going to be running again. And then from there, Southee wanted it. And then it was the perfect opportunity to get the run out of Satner. But then it was just the juggle from Siraj. It bounced twice, which was not the best throw. And because of it, it did mean that they got back for the 2. And tell you what, someone who wasn't too happy about that, Rohit Sharma, is looking angry at the moment with that one. 165 for India needed from 120 balls And also needs early wickets in the first 5 overs as well, says Rubes, definitely. Indeed, and my finish is a work in progress as well. Morning all, says David. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to have you here. 4:20 a.m. here in New Zealand. But New Zealand, they have set the total 165 runs. Can they defend this up against India where they are at home? It's going to be a tough one as well. And also we have got their wide. Chapman was so slow, 63 off 50 balls, and Guptill faced so few balls in the power play as well, says Coding. Guess it's one of those ones. He did take a little bit longer, Chapman, to find his feet, but then once he did, was able to get 50 runs, and they were valuable for the Blackcaps because they did start losing those wickets in the later stages. I feel like they needed that big partnership, and it did help Guptill really push his way towards that 70-plus runs, or he did get 70 in the end of 42 balls, I should say. If New Zealand keeps getting wickets, it's 100% a win for them, as well, says Rice. And possibly defendable, but New Zealand will have to need a few quick wickets. And hey, howdy, how you do, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, the big thing here for New Zealand, we're going to quickly look through the batting lineup. Will New Zealand beat France, says Mark? It's actually quite a tough one for me to decide there, because I would say if they had beaten Ireland, yeah, it's a tough one. I think if they had beaten Ireland, maybe they would end up losing to France because they might take their foot off the gas just a little bit too much. Whereas now that they've lost to Ireland, I feel like they'll go into this game against France feeling like they have something to prove rather than kind of finishing on just their final game. So I think it's going to be tough for the Blackcaps in this game. I've just transitioned back to the cricket. That was an accident, but also for the All Blacks in their game, I feel like it's going to be incredibly tough up against a France side that looks like they could be very much a World Cup contender for the future as well. I am just quickly seeing exactly who they have got for their batting lineup. So the batsmen for India, I'm going to list these guys and we will say probably how many wickets they do need to be able to get there. So Rohit Sharma is going to be opening. They need him out early. KL Rahul, they need him out early. Yadav, they need out. Iyer, they need out. Rishabh Pant, definitely, they need him out. Patel out. Ashwin, he needs to go. And then from there, you're into the tail. And then they have a chance of being able to get there. New Zealand need at least 200 on this pitch to feel safe because ball will be wet and it will be difficult for the spinners due. Will be on as well, says Coding, and also, hey, howdy, man. And New Zealand will beat France with a baguette as well, says Jay. And also, the French haven't looked that good against Argentina and Georgia. Honestly, I'll say All Blacks by 9. As I said, Sebastian, All Blacks always perform better after a loss. That it's true as well. But 165 needed from 120 balls, like it was mentioned there from Coding. There is a little bit of dew around at this stage, which does mean they will be trying their best to keep that ball dry for the early stages of their power play. They can't afford for India to get around that 60 mark for their power play. I think New Zealand will beat France, and I think India will win, hopefully wrong, as I like the Blackcaps as well, says it Mark there. But yeah, at this stage, India heavily the favourites in this fixture. So hopefully we do get to see some decent performances from the bowlers for New Zealand. Southey's going to have to really step up. Bolt, I think, will be able to deliver like he normally does. But then the likes of a Lavindra, I think that's his name. Ravindra, sorry. I said La, but it's Ravindra. Also, Todd Astle, Mitch Santner. Those three, they've almost picked guys who would be more, I guess you could say, better in dry conditions rather than the dewy kind that they have got at the moment. But guys who are capable. Ish Sodhi, I don't believe is playing for them. I'm going to have a look whether or not Ish Sodhi is counted at this stage as well, because if he is, that is a lot of spin that they will be having in the later stages of this one, but I don't believe he is in the lineup. No, it is going to be Lockie Ferguson. He could be a little bit of a dark horse as well. We have got there in the chat wrong. Oh, sorry, why Blackcaps always falters against weak New Zealand or weak Australia in the final in any match. So disappointed with Blackcaps bowling in that match as well, says Coding. And also we have there, I knew that username sounded Finnish. What's your connection to Finland, if you don't mind me asking as well, says said. But back to the question of why the Blackcaps struggled. Yes, the bowling didn't go too well, but I think in that tournament, whoever won the toss, like before that match even took place, like it just seemed like whoever won the toss was going to win that match. It had happened in the semi-finals and it had happened in pretty much every Super 12 match as well. So I think with that, other than a few upsets in the likes of South Africa were able to beat England, and I believe that was the only big match that had a team batting first that were able to get themselves to win. Predictions on how long our Auckland borders will stay open as well, says Rubes. It's a good question. I know that they're opening early December, I believe, aren't they? But yeah, I think it does depend on all the cases and everything. I have nothing, but I really love their names and their racing drivers as well, says Kanakoinen. I actually, believe it or not, weird coincidence, I've played Formula 1 2020 on my new Xbox just before, and something that happened is I did end up getting, pretty much we had some flybys points, and my parents were like, hey, Hamish, you like flybys points? And I was like, yeah, flybys points are fun. And they were like, hey, you want to spend them? And I was like, yeah, I like them. And I ended up getting a racing wheel for my Xbox that has a foot pedal. It has two, but the brake doesn't work. So I think I'm going to have to either return it or try and get it fixed. But at this stage, I got a racing wheel. It's got a Ferrari logo on it. So perhaps we do some sort of videos in the future with a racing wheel, playing some Forza Horizon or maybe some Farming Simulator. Could be a fun one. I did try it out on Farming Simulator. It works a treat. So perhaps it could be an option in the future as well. But the Ashan Martin Guptill there, 42 balls he faced, 70 runs. He was able to get Kimi Raikkonen fan as well, says Sebastian there. But Isaac is very into his Formula 1. Need for Speed Underground 2 as well, says Rubes. Need for Speed Underground. I remember, wasn't Need for Speed Underground that was on PlayStation 2? Rubes, do let me know. You got it after he joined Ferrari in 07 as well. Says Kano Coin in there. But yeah, if Need for Speed Underground was on PS2, I actually had that game and always used to play it back in the PlayStation 2 days. Very good games on that console. Simpsons Hit and Run, very, very good game. And also now with the remastered GTA series, it does mean that we've got the likes of a Vice City, which I used to just drive buses on, and I'm keen to try and bus drive once again. Used to make $5 every time I delivered someone to a spot. And that was my job. A few hours a day, do a bit of that. A target 165 from 120 here for the Blackcaps. Like I mentioned, that batting order of India. Sharma, Rahul, Yadav. Then it will be Iyer, Pant, Patel, Ashwin, Kumar, Chahar, Siraj, and also Iyer will be the man in the number 11 for this one. So they've just got a very good side. But Martin Guptill at this stage, he was able to get himself in a decent position for the runs scored. They have got the options for batting, for bowling. Ravindra, Satna, Southey, Astle, Ferguson, and Bolt. So 3 pace with 1 being out and out full pace, which is Lockie Ferguson. And then you have also got the 3 spinners, Ravindra, also Todd Astle for the leg spin side of it, and then Mitch Satner. And so I'll do your podcast with players as well, says Jay. I do indeed. We have got the Rugby Down Under podcast where we talk all things international rugby. And we did mention very recently, we actually went for 2 hours recently on that podcast, and it did come out a few hours ago on Spotify for you guys who are interested. But yeah, pretty much we talked all things rugby, and we do it every single week, and it is a lot of fun. Simpsons Hit and Run is a lot better than the remastered GTA trilogy. Did you see how badly it was received? Yeah, it doesn't look flash. Although I think a lot of people thought that by them remastering it, they were going to remake it as well, rather than just kind of improving little things, but it still doesn't look flash. Like some of the face scans that I saw, they don't look like faces, unfortunately. I'm going to sit up once again because or else my back will end up getting sore. I'm stretching in front of my stadium. But Tim Southey, he's going to be opening the bowling here for the Blackcaps. They need early wickets, and they need them very soon if they want any chance of being able to win this match. But on strike, it is going to be Kel Rahul and also Rohit Sharma who will be at the crease. Okay, so that's why you also talk so fast so you can get a word in over Blaze. He's a fast talker as well, says Jay. Yeah, I think it is due to the fact that anyone who does the YouTube live stream side of it, if you don't talk fast, you end up well and truly getting behind in the chat as well. We have got there. Why Kane Williamson missed so many matches? Blackcaps badly missing him. I wanted to see his batting in India so sad as well. I believe it's either resting or injury because I know Virat Kohli also is missing. They need a remastered Rugby 08 as well, says Rubes, although I know that there are a few rugby games coming up very soon in the future. The likes of, there is a Rugby 22, but I don't think that's going to be that great, but we are still going to be playing it on the channel, and also a Rugby World Cup game. Speaking of the podcast, which is your final prediction, Hamish? Romania by 5 or Tonga by 5 as well, says Sebastian. I think Romania. Even though you will think I'm just saying that due to the fact that you are Romanian, but the way that they've been playing in their other games, I think that they are going to be able to win it. Should be a good game, though. Hopefully I am able to watch it there. He's a good bloke, says Jay as well. And some of the characters have horrendous frames, as in the inner skeletal structures do not exist as well, says Kanakoin. And I did see that one of the characters looks like Patrick Star from SpongeBob, just with the way that his body is shaped. And at this stage now, Tim Southey. Now, this man can bowl very well, recently picking up his 100th wicket, but this man can also end up in the situation of sometimes ending up throwing up that half volley that Rohit Sharma will smack to the boundary more than once, 3 times perhaps, if he gets the chance. But we're going to have to wait and see how he does go here, Rohit Sharma. He will not be on strike. It will be KL Rahul, I believe, who is going to get the first ball of this match. He is another man that they've got to get out early, or else it does end up possibly causing a few problems. He's had 1550 so far, matches 55, strike rate of 143. These two men go at a crazy rate when they do find the middle of the bat. We're going to have to wait and see exactly how it is going to be going, but 165 needed from 120 balls here for India to be able to win the first match of the T20 series between India and the Blackcaps. But at this stage, the field dimensions, a little bit of a short boundary out to the point side. That's a good ball there from Southey, and it's a dot ball straight away here for the Blackcaps. We have got their Vice City look the most improved as well, and San Andreas is a mess, says Kanakoinen. And I think I'm quietly excited at the fact that Vice City looks the best out of all of them because of the fact quite a few times, but that is the game that I played the most of when I was like a lot younger. So I feel like that is going to be the one that will be pretty awesome. I've never actually played San Andreas, I don't believe. So that could be a nice experience as well. I'm new to the cricket series. Do they still play the third game if one team wins the first two? They do indeed. And it just gives the team a little bit more of an opportunity of being able to kind of get right through, I guess you could say. In that regard, at this stage now, it is going to be Tim Seifert receives that ball, but KL Rahul getting the 2 runs straight away. And also why Finn Allen is not getting opportunity for the series. He is so destructive, needed for this format to achieve scores of 200. Why is he not there as well? He's been doing very well in domestic level for New Zealand, that is for sure. But yeah, just doesn't seem to get a look in at international level quite yet. Your Movember Mo has been in them Blazers as well. Don't tell him I said that, though, as he may take my mod spinner from me as well, says Jay. But yeah, this stage, I think it's because I've been growing it a little bit longer, though. Because I believe the last time I shaved it was when Australia, it's an edge, but it's gone through the hands of Guptill, and that is going to be 4 runs there for KL Rahul. Guptill, he doesn't normally drop too many, but that one has just bulleted past him. Which 3 halfbacks would you take to the World Cup as well, says Roofs. I think Aaron Smith will still be around, but I could be wrong there. So I would say you're probably looking at I guess I go Brad Weber, more than likely. And then you'd almost choose out of the 4 that they've got at the moment, to be honest. Because it would just be the case of whether or not Aaron Smith is available or whether he is retired. Because I feel like he is one of those players that you don't want to leave out of a match like that, or matches like that. But then if he's too old, or if he feels that he is not quite able to perform at the level that he wants to. The thing is, even an Aaron Smith on a bad day is better than a lot of players are on their good days, which is why he can still make it into that squad. Perhaps that's good. So the Ashes is going to be 5 regardless as well. More opportunities for Australia to lose as well, says Sebastian there. And also, which 3 halfbacks? Although I read that one now, there's going to be just the single there for KL Rahul. And also, I've got there, the series should be done at least a week after the finals. No rest for the Kiwis as well, says Rice. That is true. They only played about 3 days ago, which is why the likes of maybe Kane Williamson, etc., are not playing in this game. But, India, they've had a little bit longer. Their last game was up against, I want to say they played Namibia, and that was probably about 2 weeks ago or about a week and a half. Another big yawn. Hit me there once again. Also, we have to hit that like button. Also, subscribe and click on the bell. It's free, as well, says Jay, and it is indeed. And we do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the channel. It is hugely appreciated because of the fact this one has been growing pretty well. We did have the copyright strike on the main channel, which did slow us down in terms of being able to live stream on that. But we just picked up on this one, and we just kept on going. And there's plenty more cricket coming up in the future, rugby as well. Also, we will be covering a little bit of perhaps a few other sports that you guys are interested in the future, whether that is UFC, whether that is football, whether that is golf. We probably won't cover golf. I feel like golf's one of those ones that you got to watch to be able to enjoy it. Not to mention that their morale is the way it is after that final as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they will be hurt a little bit from that one. Mikhail Rahul, that is the first over finished with, and it is going to be 6 runs at the moment for New Zealand, or sorry, 7 for India after the first. Current run rate of 7 is what I was going to say. Are you covering the NBC final? Of course, we are going to be doing the NBC final. Taranaki versus Otago on Friday night, 7:05, and then on Saturday night, it is going to be Tasman versus Waikato, and hopefully we will have a George for at least one of those live streams as well, but we will be covering them all on the main channel. We have also got their women's beach volleyball. As well, says Jay, the thing is, you're not the first one to suggest it, and I don't think you'll be the last either. Seems to be a highly requested one. So who knows, maybe one day. I feel like the chat would be a very interesting one on that day. And I don't know how much of it I'll be able to read out, but we'll wait and see, perhaps. This stage now, Kyle Rahul at this stage sitting on 6 runs off 4 balls. Was able to do decently for himself, but now Trent Boult going to be bowling it beautiful in swing delivery there. And it's just going to be kept to the dot ball. Yes, Jay, as well, says Sebastian there with the heart and the volleyball. Yeah, as well. But Trent Boult, economy since 2018, he's been very solid. And the power play overs only really goes for not too many around that 6 mark. If he can continue to do that in this game, perhaps he does get himself into a good position of being able to put the pressure back on the Indian batsman. And also, it's 3:30 here, and I'm already tired, David. Are we both? We should both hit the sack at some stages. Oh, wow. That one was a nice shot round a square leg. My voice did a weird thing there. I agree, Sebastian, says Jay. And yeah, all through the Olympics, it was mentioned about, because that's the thing, we're going to be covering the sevens next week as well, and the week after. It's back in the swing of things. I am glad that the international union side of it will be taking a little bit of a break so that we can concentrate on the sevens. We will be doing live streams all through the night, all through the day, and any other time that we are pretty much awake, we will be doing our live streams, no matter the sport, no matter the weather, because we are inside. It doesn't matter, other than when I am out here. I've said a lot of sentences that rhyme tonight, and I will say straight away, it's not on purpose, but I might release a rap album at some stage. It's going to be another dot ball there for the Blackcaps. Rohit Sharma at this stage. Anytime these two have faced off against each other, Rohit Sharma has got 30 runs, 3 outs of Trent Boult bowling, though. So he will have to be careful there, but 156 needed off 18.2 as well. I would love to be a cameraman at the Women's Beach Volleyball Tournament. Wouldn't even bother following the ball as well, says Sebastian. The thing is, I'm wondering how long it would be until they were like, you know what, maybe we need to talk to Sebastian about the fact that he's just super zoomed in on things that aren't the ball. And you might get called into the office, and then they might tell you off, unless they tell you you're doing a good job. I don't know what the rules are in that regard. I know that at certain rugby games, they seem to show a lot of the women in the crowd being happy. That seems to be a kind of tactic, I guess you could say. But at this stage, head-to-head between these two guys, 8 innings, Rohit Sharma has faced Trent Boult. That was a yawner. It didn't look legitimate at all, but that one is going to be another dot ball here for the Blackcaps. So Trent Boult once again proving that he is a very economical bowler. Anytime he bowls in the power play, currently only going for the 2 runs. If he can close out this over without any more coming in. Sebastian, that sounds like an OnlyFans cameraman setup. I like your thinking as well, says Jay there. And now Kyle Rahul. He's hit 80 runs off Trent Boult. Only the one time he has been out by Trent as well. Is it going to change in this one? We'll have to wait and see. It's well bowled there from Trent. And that is going to be another dot ball to close out his over. Only going for the 2 runs. So very similar to what happened in the first innings for India versus New Zealand when they were bowling. At this stage, we have got ourselves some ads, which is always great to see. 9 for none off 2 overs. Only 18 overs left in this game. The thing that I love about T20 is that it is quick, but then the thing that I hate about T20 is that it is quick. You know, it's kind of one of those ones where it's got that, please don't ban me from the chat as well, says Jay. It's fine, mate. Yeah, no worries at all. I feel like you've got to do stuff that's probably quite bad to get banned in our chat overall. But yeah, we love having everyone here for these live streams. And do let me know, Jay, if you what sport do you follow the closest overall? Are you more of a cricket man, or do you follow the rugby? That's a wide there from Tim Southey, which is not what he would have been wanting at the start of this one. But do let me know your favorite sport. In fact, everyone in the chat, let me know what sport, your top three, the one that you watch the most, the one that you watch second most, and the one you watch third most. As I'm going to go first news, great stream and go, no interest in the cricket, but fun as well, says Karakoi did it nonetheless. And Cricket Mate as well, says Jay, for his favourite one there. But yeah, we have got plenty more cricket. The KFC Big Bash coming back very soon. I believe it's December 5th. Oh, advancing there. And soccer as well, says Rise. And also NRL second, says it, Jay, there. And also we have got their take care, Kana Coin. And we're actually thinking about covering the FIFA World Cup, if that is something you guys are keen on seeing. Perhaps, because the thing is, we were just doing rugby. And then we also did a little bit of cricket back in the day. We're bringing the cricket back. And also, I'm just loving sport at the moment. Like, no matter what it is, like the fact that I do get to talk to you guys throughout the games as well just makes it 100 times better, no matter the sport we're doing. We could probably be watching paint dry, and you guys in the chat would make it fun. Minecraft has this soccer as well for that one, and also women's beach volleyball third as well. And for me, it's rugby union, followed by football and rugby league. And wait, is this cricket as well? Says Aiden, it is indeed. That's a beautiful shot there. Hit for 4 runs, and that is going to be the boundary for the 4. Nice shot from Rohit Sharma. Soccer as well, says Pink Shirt. And wait, is this cricket? Says Aiden, it is indeed. And cheers, says Kana Koinen to Sebastian. So by the sounds of it, would you guys be interested in seeing a FIFA World Cup few live streams that we do on the channel? Do let me know. Also, Hyundai A-League, although I don't think it's called the Hyundai A-League anymore. I think it's just the A-League. Is that something that you guys would like to see in the future? But Roy Sharma's got a hunk of willow in his hands, and it just flew to the boundary there. Southey needs to make sure he gets the length right. That was not right, and that has gone to the boundary once again there. And Tim Southey punished by Roy Sharma. We have got their cheers. And also Kamakiwi's get a wicket. And yes, FIFA World Cup as well, says Rice there. Because I know that the Rugby League World Cup is also coming up this year. Alongside the Cricket World Cup, there's so many World Cups that are coming up next year. And also the Commonwealth Games, I think, is another one that is going to be taking place, which is absolutely awesome. But this was a nice shot here for Rohit Sharma. I realized that my scoreboard is not updating itself, but now it has. And you can see straight away the current run rate has well and truly increased there for India. And Rohit Sharma hits the ball hard. It's going to be a no run there. Dot ball for Southey, important. And he does need to get himself the wicket soon in this fixture. And also we have got their FIFA World Cup as well, says Sebastian with the heart. Yeah, I'm hoping we do get to see some very good matches in that one. I've been watching the warm-up games and also the qualifiers, and I've been enjoying it overall. Like, I do find myself getting intrigued to these games. Like, I watched Argentina versus Brazil. It was a 0-0 game, but I still really enjoyed it. And it was at a random hour in the morning as well that I had only just woken up. And the weird thing is, it wasn't in the morning. It was the afternoon. It was about 1 p.m. I believe that game did take place. Now Sim Southey trying to close out his over. He's got 2 balls left. Once again, well fielded there by Trent Bolt at fine leg, and that is going to be the dot ball. Although Rohit Sharma here, he can hit a long ball. He's going to have to be careful here for Tim Southey. We have got there. Speaking of which, Australia messed up big time against China. Now their World Cup spot is in serious jeopardy. I did see it was 1-1, wasn't it, in that game where they were supposed to win it relatively comfortably, but ended up drawing with China, like you mentioned, which is definitely what they wouldn't have wanted in that situation. But hopefully they do qualify. I enjoy watching Australia play, definitely with the Hyundai A-League kind of being part of it as well. Oh, that's a nice shot there from Rohit Sharma, flat 6, and he has got it all the way, and that is a good end to the over there. In Australia are not playing in this game, but India sitting on 24 for none, and they definitely need Rohit Sharma or KL Rahul out very soon. They have to depend on Japan to mess up in the latter rounds of the qualifiers as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, India looking very strong in the early stages of this game, that is for sure. And if they can continue the way that they are going, they may be able to run away with it just a little bit more than they already are. New Zealand are already heavily the underdogs being away from home, and it's going to be an interesting one. That game up against Japan, for Japan to play, it's going to be tough for Australia. They want to make sure that they make it, though. That is a big factor for them. They have to qualify for that World Cup. New Zealand, I believe we have missed out, if I'm not wrong. But I could be, but hopefully I am not in that regard. But yeah, at this stage, New Zealand missing out. We need someone from our Oceania kind of region getting a chance. But Lockie Ferguson now, he's got plenty of pace. We'll be open to use it here as well. I am just checking to see exactly how everything is sitting, but that is going to be well bowled by Lockie Ferguson, or is it? It's going down to the man at point, and that is just going to be the single once again now. And like they were saying, New Zealand, they are desperate to try and get themselves the wicket in this fixture. Also, we messed up against Saudi Arabia, the weather, and the ref did not help as well, says Jay there. Hopefully we are running smoothly. Are we still going? My Wi-Fi said that it was playing up just a little bit, but hopefully we aren't too bad at the moment. And if I'm swaying, I am still hopefully moving. There we go. We are back. Rohit Sharma now. Once again on strike to Ferguson. Well bowled there and takes it nicely. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to work out what New Zealand will be trying to get out of the power play with only given India. And I feel like anything less than 50, huge bonus for them. But realistically, anything under probably 60 or so is absolute like minimum. Like they can't get more than 60. Suddenly Blackcaps is also playing with B-side with Kane Williamson, Neesham and Conway missing. I'm afraid batting is missing the brute muscle power and classy touch as well. And that was well bowled there by Ferguson. It's going to be whipped off the legs for the lead by though. Something India are very good at doing is just rotating that strike, keeping the run sticking over as well. We haven't got there. The draw against Saudi Arabia is forgivable, but against China as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, definitely not the result that they were after in that game, but it's a learning experience. They got to make sure that they play their next game, or do they even have a next game? Sorry, it might be just that, like you mentioned, Japan have to go bad. And also, hey, nice to see Lockie back as well. Yeah, I really hope he doesn't get injured because he does end up with so many injuries, Lockie Ferguson. And if he can stay in kind of peak condition, he will be a dangerous player for them. Gets plenty of pace. Rahul there just hitting that one, and it was at the dot. But Lockie Ferguson, 145 Ks, 150 Ks, 146 and 139 for the speeds that he has been able to bowl in this one. So he had a little bit of a warm-up ball, then just went straight back into the speed that we know that Lockie Ferguson can get. He can probably get above that 150 if he really tries to, but I don't believe he will be trying to push it too hard in this first match. He will want a few more, perhaps in the future, but now at this stage, running him once again for the fifth ball of his over. Going to be whipped off the legs, running through to the single once again for India. And this is good from them. If they keep on bringing this one and keep on ticking the strike rate over, they are going to be able to really help themselves to a lot of runs in the future. 3 league buys so far. Need a wicket or 2 here soon as well. And why Lockie Ferguson can't play in that final 3 days ago. Suddenly his injury is now okay. Can you explain this as well, says Coding? I believe it was just down to, I guess, conditions. They decided that they were going to try out because I know that they went with, they didn't have Kyle Jamieson, did they? Who were the pace bowlers they went with? I know that they'd have Southey. That one's hit the pad once again, and that one's going to be on the legs, and it's gone almost to the boundary. Well taken there by Ravindra, and he's kept it just to the 2. Very nicely fielded, and Lockie Ferguson in the end, going for 5 off his first over. Slowing down the run rate just a little bit. Oh, has Ravindra touched the boundary here? If he has, would be very unfortunate for him. He did very well originally. Keep himself in the field of play. He's close. I think that's fine. Just looking at the aerial view from it. And where's the left foot? That is fine. And he has been able to save the 2 runs. Crucial runs for the Blackcaps as well. They definitely need a wicket, though. They need one soon so that they can try and expose that middle order of India, who are still all world-class batsmen. So the problem is they have to find a way of trapping a guy to stop him from getting too many runs. I mean, KL Rahul at the moment is sitting on 8 runs off 11. Now, he normally goes at a strike rate of 144 or so. So if they can keep on getting a few dots to him, that will be good news. But more than likely, that is going to be very tough to do because he is KL Rahul. And now this day, Trent Bolt runs, and that's a short ball that's going to be hit hard there, KL Rahul, and it goes for 6 all the way to the boundary there. Nice shot from KL Rahul, that is for sure. And also we have got there. Why so much low watching when you stream rugby is 300 live. So sad to see Kiwis not talking in cricket matches streams as us is coding. I think it is because of the fact as well, we didn't actually announce that we were doing this game up until about an hour beforehand. So a lot of Kiwis would have already gone to bed. And I think also, kind of with the fact that the final was only 3 days ago, not many people knew that this one was taking place when it has, type thing. But yeah, it is all right. I always say it, no matter how many people are watching, I will still be up for these live streams and I will be still chatting along with you guys as well. Would Lockie have made a difference in the final against Australia? I don't know. Oh, slow ball there from Trent Bolt. Cut away. That's just going to be the single, though. Fielded in the deep by Daryl Mitchell. Wasn't able to get any runs off the bat in this game. And also probably because of the time, mate, as well, says Jay. Yeah, we are currently sitting at 4:49 a.m. on a weekday here in New Zealand. We are sitting on Thursday morning, so that is probably why a lot of people have not got up for the game as well, as they will have work for today. But that was a nice shot from Kale Rahul, and Trent Bolt not too happy with the length. They did get that one off. India, they have got a crowd. The first time they've been able to have a full crowd since the old pandemic. So it is pretty awesome. Oh, it's going to be going over the top. And Rohit Sharma gets himself 4 runs there, skidding through. And that is the 4 runs as well. We have got there a lot of Kiwis never know this match is happening as well, says Rice. Yeah, to be honest, if I wasn't like always searching for fixtures and everything like that, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I probably wouldn't have known about this game. But agreed that coin toss is better than any player you have in your team as well. Yeah, pretty much. You win the toss, you're not batting first. That is for sure. You're always going to be batting second with that one. Came off the glove of Rohit Sharma. And at the moment, he's been a little bit costly here, Trent Bolt. Like we mentioned, he's one of the most economical bowlers in the power play for the Blackcaps. But no, not for this one so far. He has gone for 11 runs off the 3 balls. I did say that they would possibly... Oh, Oh, that's a nice shot from Sharma. And it goes to the boundary once again. At this stage, 44 runs for India in only a few overs. They are doing phenomenally. And I just had a look down at the odds for this game. New Zealand are now paying $10 to win up against India here, which just shows you how quickly it changed. The most that they got to while they were betting was around that $2 or so. And everything just went silent as well. And also, it's still Wednesday, 11:51 in Perth, and also on 1932 here as well. Western Australia wait a while as well, says that Jay. Yeah, this stage, Trent Bolt is not happy with the way that he is bowling, but Rohit Sharma's just gone again, and that's going to be another 6. This is almost game over for the Blackcaps already. The way that Rohit Sharma is going, he is on fire at this stage, and he is not slowing down. If India do not chase it down from here, something would have happened majorly that has stopped it, but they need wickets now, the Blackcaps. They almost probably need to bowl India out to be able to have a chance. And like they were saying, Trent Bolt, his aggression has come out and has led to a few little bit of a rough deliveries from Trent Bolt. Scorcher's fat as well, says Sebastian, but that was a massive shot there from Rohit Sharma, 89 meters. Where does Trent Bolt bowl this ball? Because Sharma just is not stopping the swing in. As well, it's almost 6 years Blackcaps are getting the India Tour World Test Champions are only getting 2 Test matches. Even West Indies get 3 Test matches series. Then people say New Zealand have bad record in India. As I says, going at the stage, the 50-run partnership of only 30 deliveries. Absolutely brilliantly done. And Trent Bolt at the moment, waiting for that ball to come back. So it has gone missing at this stage. At this stage, everyone just sitting around waiting for the ball. They've got to find a new one. I mean, at this stage, probably not a bad thing getting a new ball here for Trent Bolt, as he will just be wanting to get this over and done with, I guess you could say as well. First of all, there was a 4. There was also a 6. And it was just very nicely done from Rohit Sharma. It's got the yes. I like the scorches, also the heat as well. And also we have got the yawn alert. Says Katie Jackson. It was indeed. But now at this stage, Trent Bolt, where does he put this one? What can he do? Because Rohit Sharma is just absolutely whacking everything. Oh, it's hit the pad, and that is going to be just the dot ball to close out that one. 50 runs for India off 5 overs so far. They are on fire. I think Blaze is a Heat fan as well. Says Sebastian there. And yeah, at this stage, I always get asked what side I go for the BBL, and I can never quite decide. I feel like because I'm from New Zealand, it is easier for me to be impartial in that regard and not really have the favourites. I grew up in Queensland and now live in Perth as well, says Jay, so that is why he goes for the Brisbane Heat and also the Perth Scorchers there. At this stage, Trent Bolt, a lot of pressure on his bowling, but Rohit Sharma, he's found some form. KL Rahul, also a man who you don't want to have at the crease for too long. Mitch Santner being brought in now for the final over of the power play. This one could either get a wicket and go for 10 or get no wickets and go for 22 is my prediction now. Because they're either going to absolutely get onto him or they're going to be able to try and compress that just attacking style that the Indians are playing with at the moment at the crease. Because it is working for them. They are doing very well indeed. But now it is going to be Mitch Santner. Needs a wicket, and he does need it now. KL Rahul at the crease. And he is going to be on strike for this one. Mitch Santner, he has been able to get a few breakthroughs for the Blackcaps in past games. The Cricket World Cup, he didn't do too badly overall, I didn't think. And now at this stage, he is going to be bowling here. Mitch Santner, we are currently 5 overs in. They need a wicket before the end of the power play if the Blackcaps want any chance of being able to win this game. Santner bowls. It's going to be hit. It's in the air. And it's going straight to the hands of the man at deep square leg. And Chapman takes the catch. Rahul is now out. And we always got there. I won't mention that. I was born in Tasmania. Great place, Tassie, as well, says Jay. And also, I see grew up just outside of Perth in Transylvania as well, says Sebastian. But that is the wicket of KL Rahul. Important wicket. And Mitch Santner is the man who has been able to take it, but it does mean Rohit Sharma now will be on strike. And that's not great news, I'll be honest, for the Kiwis. KL Rahul just tried to get under that one, didn't quite get a hold of it though, and that is 1 wicket down, 9 to go for the Blackcaps. If they do want to win this game, we have got their wicket from Rice in the chat as well. Mitch Santner, he's a happy man. New Zealand under pressure here from India, but they still need more wickets. I feel like that is a good one to get because KL Rahul was only going at around that strike rate of 100. But now they will have, I believe it is going to be Iyer making his way to the crease. And we also got there. Rahul is out finally as well, says Sebastian. That is the first one. They now need Rohit Sharma. They need him to be out of his way as well. Because if they can get him out, it's a chance, slight chance for the Blackcaps, but we will have to wait and see how it does go. But now at this stage, we have got an air break, which is something that we seem to be getting quite often. Current run rate, 9.68 here for India compared to the 7.75 that they do require for this matchup as well. But it is going to now be, actually, they didn't cross for that one, but it is going to be now, I believe it is Iyer who will be at the crease here. Oh, no, sorry, it might be Yadav. I think it is Yadav who has made his way to the crease. And now he will be on strike, and it is Mitch Santner will be bowling here. He was able to pick up the first wicket. Going to be spinning nicely. Hit to the leg side, and that is just going to be the single there. Getting off the mark there. For it was, his name is Shirakuma. Shirakuma, I hope I have pronounced that. Or Shirakuma Yadav. Hopefully I've pronounced that not too bad, but Rohit Sharma there. They're showing the partnership of him and KL Rahul. 50 runs off only 32 deliveries. They just kept hitting it, India. Doing extremely well. And Rohit Sharma, when he's in touch and when he's in form, he is in form. And he is going to get a lot of runs. He has hit it to the leg side just for the single there once again here for the Blackcaps. Trying to stop that strike rate from just ticking over as well. And also we have got there, India is going to win the game. But next game, Blackcaps taking the win. My prediction as well, says Rice there. Yeah, there is a decent chance that hopefully the Blackcaps can get at least one win in this T20 series. They have got 3 matches to play. But yeah, winning one of them would be great. Winning 2 even better. But I think at this stage, India, I mean, they haven't even got like Virat Kohli and whatnot. They would normally have. Nice ball there from Mitch Santner. And once again, it is going to be the dot ball, but they need more than just a couple. And this one, it's a nice bit of turn there for Santner. And when it is turning, does mean that maybe someone like an Astle or maybe even Ravindra could be a good option to go to just after the power play. But Santner now bowls it once again. It's a nice, it's come off the edge there. And it is going to be the dot ball once again. This is the best over of the power play so far. Only the 2 runs off it for Mitch Santner. He needs to make sure that there are not too many more coming off the air as well. But the strike rate for Yadav so far, he has got a strike rate of 163. The man doesn't mess around when he's at the crease. I'd expect a big shot coming soon. Oh, he swept there, and he's found the gap, and that's 4 runs. And now closing out the over. Better over, though, from the Blackcaps. 56 for 1 after the power play. And now they've got a few more men back to try and cover all of the gaps that Rohit Sharma will be trying to hit into. And the thing is, with Rohit Sharma, he'll probably just hit it over the top of them. New Zealand paying $10. Throw a little sneaky tenner on the Kiwis as well, says Jay. Tenner. I mean, I would if I feel they could win, but I'm not sure whether they'll win this one, Jay. I'll be completely honest. I don't even know. Tell you what, I don't even think. I know I've got my betting odds. Do I even have any money in my TAB account? I have 70 cents in that account, and New Zealand are paying $8. I feel like that would be maybe my 70 cents just disappearing from me. Blackcaps can definitely beat India as well. They've proved it at the World Cup, but the games being played in India just make it tougher as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, it's certainly going to be that home field advantage here for India throughout this one, but they have got a deep batting lineup with Rishabh Pant batting at 5. Also, Ashwin can still hold a bat, and he is at 6. Or sorry, he's at 9 for this game, but Todd Astle now going to get an opportunity here. See what he can do. He's played 5 matches, 7 wickets he has been able to take in this one. Throw that 70 cents on as well, says Jay. Oh, it's a full toss there from Astle. It's going to the boundary as well there. And also we have got their Blackcaps are definitely better than India as well, says Rice. You know what, Jay? Just for you, I'm going to put my 70 cents on them and see how it goes. Once it is gone, it is gone. And there will be no return. It's gone down to $7.50. 70 cents. When you have so much confidence in your team, you bet 70 cents on them as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, I think more than likely my TAB account, like I only normally look at the TAB for the odds side of it. Like I don't think I can remember the last time I topped up it. It was probably when you get like a bonus bet for starting out or something along those lines, but that is nicely fielded. That's the dot ball there for them as well. Right. I normally look at the betting odds throughout the match, but I'm going to close it to keep myself, I guess, a little bit surprised in terms of if anything changes a little bit too soon. But at this stage, India, not much changing at this stage. They are playing very well. That's going to be a single once again there for India. If they can slow them down with a little bit more pace, or a little bit more spin, I guess I should say, taking the pace off the ball, trying to slow down this Indian lineup that will just be on fire throughout the later stages of this one. 104 now runs needed off 81 balls. That is nothing for India. They could chase that down if they probably only had around 50 or 60 balls, which is why wickets are so important. The comparison, India are already 17 runs ahead of New Zealand. So they're going to need some quiet overs in the middle stages of this match if they don't want a chance. I've been able to win it. Go the Kiwis. Time for some wickets. Time for me to get paid for my 70 cents. I get like $5 back for it. It's a bit of a payday. It's going to be a single once again, and it is Rohit Sharma who will once again be on strike. And I don't like when that man's on strike, because that means more than likely they are scoring themselves some runs in a hurry here. Just a single once again, though. So that is all right. At this stage, 7 off this over for Astle. We can only go for 1 here, and that would still be about how many India do need per over. At this stage, it is just awesome seeing the crowd back, though, due to the fact that they haven't had them. I predict Bolt to get the wicket as well, says Sebastian. I hope he does. Gonna be now cut away. Oh. Okay, it bounced into Daryl Mitchell's hands. I got all excited there. I thought that was the wicket, but that is 7 overs down now. And India are sitting on 63 for 1, still going at 9 runs and over here throughout their early stages. And the required is 7.85. Rohit Sharma, that bat that he's got himself, it's about this thick, and it just hits the ball a mile. So even if he mistimes it, it's going to the boundary. It isn't the biggest boundary around. 70 meters or so right around, maybe even a little bit shorter behind the wicket. Another big yawn. It wasn't me. But now at this stage, Satner, the most economic bowler almost out of anyone other than Lockie Ferguson, the most economical spin bowler. Can he get himself another one here? Mitch Satner has been able to pick up the only wicket so far for the Blackcaps. They were able to get themselves into a position of being 6 down. They will have to do the same to India. It's nicely bowled there for Satner. They're going to be taking the easy single once again. And that is going to be annoying the Blackcaps a little bit, just not able to stop Rohit Sharma from ticking over the strike rate. Also, I'm seeing Seifert's not running that easily at the moment on his legs. A little bit concerned for that man, whether or not there is an injury. I don't think I've seen him run too much in the past, although I've seen him run between the wickets, and he normally doesn't look as stiff and sore as he is here, but that could be down to an injury possibly from that World Cup final or something along those lines. He did get brought in due to Devon Conway punching his bat, breaking his hand. Oh, that's going to be worth the shout. I'd go upstairs. Yep. Tim Southey goes upstairs. You got to. It's Rohit Sharma. It's not Rohit Sharma. It's someone else on strike. It is actually the other man, Yadev. Was he hit outside the line? They're going to be checking this one. I feel like this is the most invested I have been in a Blackcaps fixture in a while. Just because of the fact that I feel like, because I've got 70 cents on the line, I could be making that big money. Oh, that looks like it's hit outside the line. That doesn't look like it's too close to the wickets, unfortunately, so that will be not out. And probably a review lost here for the Blackcaps as well. It's very close to the gloves of Rohit Sharma. So that is going to be outside of the line, and I believe that is going to be missing these stumps there. 2 frames back is what they are asking for. I'm going to once again do me casual leaning. We do like relaxing at this time of the night. We are sitting 5:05. Okay, they are going to ball tracking. I believe they will find that this one is outside the line. There we go. Impact outside. As who do you have 70 cents on as well, says Rice? I was convinced by Jay that 70 cents on the Blackcaps would be a good idea. Not sure whether it was, but we'll have to wait and see. It was not out, but it was a dot ball. So that is one benefit for the Blackcaps in this one. But yeah, I've got 70 cents on the Blackcaps from Jay. I'm open. Fingers crossed. It's going to make back $5. I could buy a piece of chicken with that. At this stage, one less review here for the Blackcaps. Well bowled there from Santner. Dot ball. Important dot balls here. Because 165, they only need 100 runs from here for India, and they do need to go at about 8 and over. They just need, I would say, another 10 or so dot balls in the next few overs. And that can change it, but then if he hits it through the gap like that, it's going out there, and it's just going to be the single. No, it's going to be the misfield from Ferguson, and they do get the 2 there. Nicely run by India. Lockie Ferguson not too happy with that one there for the fielding, but he did have a very good first over. He only went for the 3 runs. If he can continue the way that he was for that first over into the next couple, we'll be doing decently. So at this stage, the Blackcaps, they have kind of been moving their fielders just a little bit. They've got a man out at deep cover, also down the ground. They are trying to protect that one that Rohit Sharma might go for. Instead, he is just going to hit it down the ground for a single on the long on side. But I feel like at this stage, the Blackcaps, it's a tricky game to play because when you haven't got a huge amount on the board, definitely not when India went out the way that they did at the start of the power play, it's all about deciding whether or not you are happy enough to give away a single to try and save them the boundary that could be coming very soon. Because if you cut down too many of those single options, they'll just go over the top. Rohit Sharma tries to line it up, just blocks that one. And it was well bowled by Mitch Santner once again. 8 overs gone, and it is 67 for 1 for this matchup. But yeah, at this stage, Rohit Sharma sitting on 39 not out for this fixture off 24 balls. So he's slowly been ending up with that strike rate going slightly further down. He was on about 35 off 17 balls as well. Can't buy much for 70 cents these days as well, says Jay. That is right. We've got to turn it into the $5 to be able to really get ourselves some snacks, some beverages, probably a chocolate milk for George. If you know George, you know that he will have a smile ear to ear if I get him a chocolate milk when we do have a Bunnings NPC live stream coming up. So I think, tell you what, if the Blackcaps win this game, I am using that $5. I am cashing it out of the TAB, and I'm getting George a chocolate milk. That's the deal. So George, he doesn't know that yet because he is still asleep because it is currently 5 a.m. That's a full toss there and just whacked down the ground. Nicely fielded by Martin Guptill there. And they are going to be able to get back for the 2. Nathan Astle just getting the length. Todd Astle just getting the length just a little bit wrong for that first delivery. It is going to be Yadev once again who was on strike. Just a little bit too full. Tried to whip it out to the mid-wicket boundary, but Martin Guttel sliding around, still very wet out there by the looks of it for this game. It is a late night one. Astle giving it a little bit more of the wrong, and I believe that one was. Right, this is the battle that I'm worried for Astle in, because Rohit Sharma, he might whack him chalky milk for our George as well, says Katie Dixon. Tell you what, we will put George up in the top corner as well, because this is his face if India win this game and he doesn't get the chocolate milk. So George, we got to have him happy. Oh, it's nicely bowled by Astle there. We have got their dudes. Hey, snacks taste better when you win them off cricket games, as well, says Sebastian. I'd assume so. I feel like that's one of those ones that, like, having them, like, just in general, snacks are normally very nice. But when you do end up getting, like, free snacks, it's like when you go to someone's house and they cook your food. Oi! That's gone up in the air. Is it catchable? No, it's going to be falling, and it's safe for Rohit Sharma going for the 2 runs. They weren't quite able to get that one, though, but almost not being able to pick it there. Rohit Sharma almost got himself into trouble. That could have been the wicket there. That could have been the chalky milk. We'll go back up here now. Anytime I kind of get too relaxed, I end up slouching back and lowering the camera, and then I end up getting too excited and then sitting back up straight at this stage. He knows that he wasn't going to be able to get that one. Soon as it went up Todd Astle, he put the hands on his head and he knew it was just going to be falling safe. But now Rohit Sharma once again going to be on strike. This time he tries to swing through the line, hitting it down the ground just for the 1. Decent over so far from Astle, going for the 6 so far here. And the current run rate that India are going at is almost increased to the net run, also the required run rate that they are going to be needing. I can't speak at the moment. Too excited about how this game is going to be ending, but they are just showing they have got Iyer, punt, and also Iyer, who will be coming in. Why Blackcaps dropped Ish Sodhi based on one bad match is better than Astle, and also he has good record against India as well, says Coding. I would think, that's a big shot. Or is it? Oh, it's gone all the way, and it is a 6 there. I would say more than likely it's resting him, Coding, over anything else, due to the fact that he's had a pretty hectic, he's had a very busy T20 tour as well. So I'd say that they're resting him alongside Williamson, and also, I think they're also resting Jimmy Neesham, perhaps, just giving them all a chance. But Astle just getting a little bit too much flight on that one, and it sails all the way for the 6. So that means that over went from being 6 off it to 12 off it, and that is a big difference. And all of a sudden, the required run rate, once again, it drops just a little bit more. We have got the agreed. Ish Sodhi is very good, certainly better than Astle as well there, says Sebastian, but the last over 12 runs off it. And now at this stage, Rohit Sharma, he's sitting on 42 at the moment, doing nicely for himself. And he is the captain as well, so maybe going to be able to bring up a captain's performance here and get himself a 50 as the captain. I'm quickly going to have a look and see how my 70 cents is sitting, because I feel like it's probably not sitting too well, to be honest. It is sitting at, New Zealand are only paying $8, so they're still paying about the same as it was Ferguson with the full toss. It's going to go through the hands, and it is just going to be the single once again for Rohit Sharma. And Sharma is the danger man. Need him gone as well, says Jay. Definitely need him gone. 85 runs off 65 balls now for India. New Zealand under pressure here. And India are going to be chasing this one down relatively comfortably if New Zealand are not careful. They need to make sure that they're economical throughout this one. For the next kind of 2 or 3 overs, they need to only really have India get 7 or less. It's going to be a dot ball. That's important. A little bit of a run-out opportunity. Decides against that. Lockie Ferguson bowling. He can get a wicket as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, got the pace, the extra pace factor. That can definitely end up adding a little bit of hesitation in the mind. Less than 90 kilometers, getting 3.4 degrees of turn for the spinners, and more than 90 degrees, or more than 90 Ks, sorry, it is actually 1.5 degrees. So a little bit of a difference there between the two sides, or between doing it a little bit quicker for the spin bowling. Less is more in this situation. That's going to be another dot ball. Well bowled Lockie Ferguson at this stage. Yadav sitting on 18 off 15. They need this to keep on going the way that they are. But it's one of those ones that anytime New Zealand get a little bit more pressure, I think there will be a boundary here for India. They kind of seem to be in that pattern of they'll give New Zealand a couple dots, but then the balls go into the boundary. They're just showing there the ball that Chapman was bowled by Ashwin that ended up getting them the wicket in the end. And now Ferguson once again bowls. Going to be another dot ball. And Rohit Sharma doesn't look too happy at the non-strikers end at the moment here. I'd love to be able to be on strike, but just kind of ticking over. We always got there badly missing Devon Conway in these batting paradise conditions. I wanted to see his power and precision batting here. So unfortunate to miss in these T20 and Test series as well. Says Coding, definitely due to the way that he did end up getting injured. Like punching his bat and breaking his hand is definitely not the way that you want to say that you are going to be out for a series, that you would have been one of the key players for a side as well. Ferguson, once again, that's a little bit wide. And that is going to be the dot ball. So that is something that the Blackcaps cannot afford too many of. And this one, it was a slower delivery, only 128 Ks. And that doesn't sound too slow because that's about how quick Tim Southey would normally throw them down there. But for Lockie Ferguson, who can get up to around that 150. Oh, that is a good spin delivery from Ashwin that they are showing. So if Santner can really get some revolutions on the ball, maybe he can create a wicket like that in the second innings. But 84 runs off 62 balls here for India. Ferguson with the bouncer. Is it a legal bouncer? Yes, it is. So because of it, it is going to be probably the last bouncer that he is allowed to bowl in this over. But it is the dot. And Ferguson at this stage has only gone for a couple runs so far in this one. Can he get out of this over with only going for about 3, I believe it is so far, or maybe even 2 for this one? Whoever's got that, come on, get a wicket, Blackcaps as well, says Rice. Yeah, wickets and dot balls. Dot balls important, but also wickets are even that much greater. And Lockie Ferguson here, final ball of the 9th over, or the 10th over, I guess you should say, stepping across there, flicking it to leg, and that is going to be going to the boundary. Class there from Yadav, and now it becomes 6 off the over, and dot balls build pressure as well, says Jay. And yeah, my suspected situation of them being able to hit a boundary. Blackcaps need 3 wickets in these 2 overs for their win in this match as well, says Cody. Yeah, my 70 cents looks like it is just going to be going to the local TAP outfit. But, you know, I might still get Georgia chocolate milk anyway, since he has come around for quite a few live streams in recent history. But Lockie Ferguson, he's not happy with that one. Would have loved to be able to close out the over with a dot ball. Oh, go with 10 overs in, and it is drinks, and there is also going to be just a few sponges going out there trying to dry the outfield a little bit more. But Rohit Sharma at the moment sitting on 43 not out of 28 deliveries. Also Yadav sitting on 22 off 18, and then Kal Rahul was out a little bit earlier on, and that was Santner who was able to pick up that wicket in the power play. 15 runs off the 14 balls. Then for the Blackcaps so far, Santner, the best bowler, the only bowler who has been able to get the wicket, 1 for 10 off his 2, and also Ferguson, very economical so far, going for 9 runs off his 2 overs, but there's been a few expensive ones so far, and they need to make sure that they do not have too many more of them, because they only need 8 more runs per over from here on out for the next 10. Couple unlucky opportunities. Rohit Sharma has been actually ended up, I would say he's been very lucky twice. He was almost caught in the gully or in the slips by Gupta, and then the other one did go over the head of Santner, I believe it was. 9 runs conceded in 2 overs. That's still great bowling by Lockie. It is indeed. And he just needs Santner to keep on doing the same at his end when he does get the chance to bowl. Because theoretically, if those 2 have gone for a total of between them 19 runs off 4 overs, if those guys can go for only 30 runs, or maybe actually you need to go for less than 30 runs. 30 runs, I was going to say, off 4 more overs would take away another 24 balls. So that would leave a total of 36 balls, and they would need 50 runs from it. So those 2 combined almost need to go for a little bit of the live win probabilities accurate as well, says Rice. One moment, we will have a quick look while we are at it, because I assume it's going to be about, I would say, 87% for India at this stage. 92, okay, it's a little bit higher, but 92% chance for India to be able to win this game at this stage where they are. But Rohit Sharma, that will change the will change the odds a little bit, but it will still be in the favour. Aussies have much luck going for them in tosses. Aaron Fitch won 6 tosses out of 7. So much luck, and Blackcaps so much unlucky as well, says Coding. But yeah, it was the important toss, the most important toss out of any of them. And that was the one that would have changed maybe the outcome. That is going to be Rohit Sharma once again hitting the single to the leg side, just this one. And Mitch Santner is going to have the bowling once again for this 11th over, the all-important 11th. Southie's still got a couple left, slightly controlled, or slightly worried, I guess I could say, for Southees, just because he can sometimes go for the 6 if he does put the half volley up there. Trent Bolt, though, got smacked around the park, and he will be trying to close out this innings for his side as well. Do they even bowl Ravindra? It's the big question. That's going to be fielded nicely in another dot ball. At this stage, seems to be Yadev, who's just struggling a little bit to be able to read Santner for the early stages of his facing. I believe he's at about 6 dot balls or something along those lines when Mitch Santner has been bowling. Fitch is gone. He was awful at the World Cup. David Warner and Mitch Marsh are the new batting stars of Australia. He's going to be hit down the ground once again there for Yadev to pick up the single. India, they don't look like they're in any hurry at this stage. They know that they can chase this down, and they just need to make sure that they don't lose the wickets. They just keep it ticking over. Rohit Sharma, perhaps he will go for a big shot here. Santner bowls it. He's just going to hit it to the leg side. And once again, they will be taking the single. So at this stage, the Blackcaps, like I mentioned earlier on, it's about finding that balance of, are you willing to give up the single to try and stop the chance at a boundary? But now at this stage, 8.25 is the current run rate, 8.25 for the required run rate. So they are saying that there's plenty of control there for India at this stage. Mark Chapman and Ravindra can bowl left arm spin. Can they bowl also as well? That one's been whipped away to the leg side, and it's just going to be the single once again. Well bowled by Santner so far. 5 deliveries, 4 runs. Rest in peace, your 70 cents mate as well, says Rice. Yeah, it seems like it is going to be possibly going out the window at this stage, unless... I mean, the worst thing is, if I put it on now, I feel like it would probably be worth like $10. In fact, I will have a look while we are waiting for the next over to get underway. But at this stage, 11 overs down. Rohit Sharma, it's a dot ball. Well bowled by Mitch Santner. He's asked for the catch. Rohit Sharma doesn't even crack a smile. He said no. At this stage, they are showing another ad. So New Zealand they're paying $7. So I think, when did I lock it in? What was my amount? $7.50. So there's still profit to be made. Still profit to be made there. But it is going to be exciting to see how this match ends. All New Zealand need at this stage is one more quiet over and then a wicket. And then that could really change this one around. But they've still got so many capable players, India. New Zealand actually ramped up their run rate in these middle sections, but India at this stage, they have already hit 4 sixes compared to the 6 sixes of New Zealand, and also 8 fours compared to the 12 fours of New Zealand. So they're getting a lot more boundaries and a bit more bang for their buck there in that regard. But it is going to be from the north end. They are giving Todd Astle another one. They must feel confident that he can get himself maybe a breakthrough wicket, but also maybe they just want to make sure. I tell you what, he's gone down the ground. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. It's a 6. Straight down the ground, New Zealand come on as well. Says Kookie there in the chat, but Todd Astle hit for the 6. I said that they had 4 heading into this over. Now they have got themselves 5, and that is a massive shot from it was once again Yadev. Was Todd Astle the best option? 6 as well. Imagine meeting Kane in the future, telling him I bet 70 cents on you, mate, as well, and profit to be made. 70 cents is not a big loss, mate, as well, says Jay. That is true for that one. That's a big shot. That ball might be lost at this stage. Gone straight into the crowd, and Todd Astle just looks around at his teammate, and he is just asking the question of, what was I supposed to do there? And Yadev, he has done nicely, and now all of a sudden the run rate goes straight back down. So anytime New Zealand try and creep their way back in, India are able to get that breakthrough boundary. That does help them out. Oh, he threw it wide, but it's going to be a wide there for Todd Astle. Just tested it out, giving it the wide one, seeing if he'd chase him, and Yadev was well and truly up for it, wanted that ball. It's just a little bit too wide, though, from Todd Astle. Oh, ends up just stepping nicely. Ends up massive shot down the ground, and Todd Astle, he couldn't help but crack a smile for that one. He's dragged that one down, almost a bouncer there. Interesting from Todd Astle. I think that one was just a case of trying to keep the batsman honest. We've also got their welcome in the chat as well. Pink shirt, sorry, it's got the New Zealand flags, and also Kookie has got New Zealand. Tell you what we will do, we have got the George emoji up in the corner. There we go. We'll put the Blackcaps, little New Zealand up there as well, and also come on Kiwi start. Get in some wickets. That one's going to be hit. It's flat, And it's going for 4 once again for the Indian side. And now all of a sudden the run rate just keeps on decreasing that they are going to need. One's got there. Come on, Gibbies. Get some wickets or start pulling underarm as well. And there, 50 partnership. Everyone that Rohit Sharma's at the crease with is getting a decent partnership going. But at this stage, Dev, they had a chance to try and get him out a little bit earlier on. Now he is starting to swing the bat hard, and he is swinging it very nicely as well. Bang, off the middle of it, and it goes out to the mid-wicket boundary for the 4 runs now at this stage. Todd Astle just having a bit of a conversation with Tim Southey going, what should I do, skipper? At this stage, Todd Astle up against Yadav, 250 strike rate. Yeah, we can do this as well, says Cookie there. 50 runs off 40 balls now required. It's going to be important that they have a few more dot balls or find a way of getting themselves some wickets in a very short moment here for the Blackcaps. This stage, it was silence for a little while. Oh, sorry, the partnership was 50 from 60 balls, I should say. I still drags it down again. I think he is just trying to find a way through this over. Unless, of course, maybe it's a little bit of that slippery ball might be the situation. Win is still possible as well, says Rice. And also, come on, still give them an underarm one. There's money to be won here. So says Sebastian. Also, AJ Patel. Well, some of them are so much decent spinners in New Zealand. But why still Astle is considered as well, says Coding. At stage, they have got 5 men back here. A lot of men covering the mid-wicket boundary. And just knocking it to the leg side for the single there, Rohit Sharma. I don't think Astle will mind that too much. He just needs to get out of this over without going for another boundary. Because at the moment, Rohit Sharma has been in and around. Blackcaps, come on. We can't lose hope at this momentum, or at this moment as well, says Kookie there. 63 needed from 49. Come on, New Zealand, says Minecraft as well. 1 wicket. It's what New Zealand need to be able to break through. Astle drags down. Going to be hit through to cover boundary, perhaps. Is it going all the way? Well covered out there by Mitch Satner, and it goes for the 2. Astle gets out of the over. And at this stage, it is going to be the end of the 12th. There are 8 overs left, 48 balls and 61 runs required for India. And those who just joined, hit that like button as well, says Jay, as well. And also the New Zealand flags from Rice. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. We are going to be covering the second test match, the second T20 that has taken place between New Zealand and India. And that is only a few days away. In fact, it's only 2 days till that one is going to be taking place. We will show it on the screen for you guys as well, so you know exactly when it is going to be taking place. The first game, Saturday, 20th of November, New Zealand time, but that will be on the Friday night if you are in India, and that is 2:30 a.m. New Zealand time that one is taking place, and the next one, Monday, and that is going to be at 2:30 a.m. that one is taking place as well, and that is the third match of the T20 series between these two sides. Then they go into the test matches, and Tim Southey needs to win 2 tosses in the next 2 matches. I bet Blackcaps will win the series as well. Mitchell Santner once again being brought back in. It's a good delivery, but it goes out through the gap once again. And Daryl Mitchell out at deep cover. Fires that back in. Rohit Sharma, no hurry at all for that man. Yadav seems to be the one who has decided that he is going to keep on ramping up and try and get himself into the position of maybe even overtaking Sharma with the runs. But Santner at this stage, he's having a chat to Tim Southey. Few important deliveries coming up here. And if you can see this comment, say we can do this as well, says Cookie. I can indeed. And also we have got their show support to the channel. Also join the Discord server for rugby, cricket, and banter as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, that link does take you to the Discord server. If you guys do want to talk all things rugby, cricket, everything, we do talk on there quite a bit. So if you do want to check it out, please do. But now it is Santner once again. 13 is the difference between the runs needed and the balls left. Yeah, Dev, it's once again a dot ball at this stage. Yeah, Dev just hasn't quite been able to work out Santner. And that is the one thing that is saving the Blackcaps at this point of time. Ravindra has not bowled yet. Chapman has not bowled yet. Astle, I doubt they will give him another over. So the question is, do they bowl one of those other spinners soon? It's nicely hit down the ground, and it is once again going to be the single down to long off. And like they're saying, Lockie Ferguson might be an option for the near future if they do decide to go back to him. He has only got the 2 overs left. I did say that him and Santner at this stage need to find a way of only going for a few runs between them in their upcoming overs as well. We have got there the bats and the balls from Katie. Oh, a little bit of height there. Nice shot there from Rohit Sharma. Going out to the man at deep, and that's just going to be the single once again there. 29th half century almost on the cards here for Rohit Sharma. Been doing phenomenally, and also Sharma and Yadav partnership needs immediate breaking as well. And come on from Kuki. He wants the one wicket. They need it very soon, the Blackcaps. Who will be able to break through? Tell you what, we will ask you guys in the chat, who is going to get the wicket? That is coming. Yawning is a warning as well, says Jay there. Santner once again bowls. Dev cutting it nicely. Oh, it's bounced up, and that's going to be a misfield. That's going to be at least 2 here for India. And they do get through for the 2 runs. And now 1 ball left of this one now. I would say my fellow who's going to get the wicket, I'm going to say Lockie Ferguson will be able to get it. Or maybe Ravindra. We haven't seen any of his bowling yet, but I think they will try out him maybe. See how it goes. Although saying that, they've still got Trent Boult and also Tim Southee, so they've got plenty of bowling options. So we'll have to wait and see what they do decide to go with. But Santner now 1 more ball left of this over. Oh, lovely delivery there from Santner. That one spun, that one bounced. And that one now, it is going to be the end of the over. And Boult will get it as well. And wicket. Take it as well. Trent Boult to get a wicket. I'll bet 71 cents on it as well. Trent Boult for the wicket. Says Rice as well. So everyone back in Trent Boult in this situation. Who are they going to give it to? That's the big question. This next over, it is an important one because Santner, he has bowled extremely well. We can't believe he only picked up the 1 wicket the way that he bowled here. He bowled very well. Didn't go for a huge amount of runs at all, but he wasn't able to pick up more than just the 1. We have got there. You still Mark Chapman. You still Mark Chapman will bat in the same position as he scored runs today, and the Blackcaps use this because Seifert is wasted at bottom. Can he open as well? Says Coding. It's a good question. I know that Daryl Mitchell, some people say that he shouldn't be opening, but then other people say that he should be up there as well. Trent Boult is going to be the man who gets this next over here. And he went for 23 runs off his last over, Trent Boult. He did have the power play, though. It's 10 p.m. where I live as well, says Kuki. What time, or I guess what location is that? Kuki, why is the scoreboard not updating? As well, says Rice. Hopefully, if I go like this, there we go. It has decided to go up, and it's actually 1 ball ahead here. And it is a dot ball. Nicely bowled by Trent Boult there once again. And we have got there. Santner needs to come back on now and get a wicket sacrifice his last over as well. Says Jay, he has actually bowled the 4, I believe, now. I think he bowled the 10th as well. So it does mean that, unfortunately, he cannot bowl any more overs in this match. And they would have loved to have 1 more with him, that is for sure. And also we have got there, get well soon, mate. As well says, it was Sebastian to James Gordon who said there, hey, mate, I have no score. I'm sick as well. So, yeah, hopefully you do get better very soon, James. At this stage, it is currently 5:30 a.m. here in New Zealand, so it's certainly an early morning start for us Kiwis to watch this one. That's a slow ball. It's the wicket. Rohit Sharma is out, and that was Trent Boult who was able to get him. It was one of the worst deliveries you could argue of the day. And Rohit Sharma, he is on his way now. And also we have got there in the chat as well. 10 p.m. must be in India. Wow, you're not back in your voice. And also wicket out in there. And I'm going off the screen before you are updated. As well says Jay, and also wow says Cookie, and also Boult got it. You guys were all, I think everyone backed Boult except for myself. And Rohit Sharma, nah, I'm not backing my boys as well, says Cookie there. But Rohit Sharma, he tried to get onto it. Boult on the bouncer, and then it was taken nicely. And Trent Boult, he will be happy to be able to get that 1 wicket. Come on, that 70 cents as well, says Jay. Tell you what, George might be getting himself a chocolate milk after all. It's still early, though. I'm just going to have a quick look to see what they are sitting at for the odds. It is sitting at New Zealand $6.50. So tell you what, we might have got them at one of the best times to get them. Jay, and that's disappointed me as well. Or they disappointed me, says Cookie. And also we have got there, yes, Blackcaps, and come on, New Zealand, says Cookie there as well. Come on, that's 70 cents as well. So who knows? Maybe it's on the cards. They currently need 56 runs from 40 balls. So they still need, for one, they need Yadav out. Then they need Rishabh Pant out. Then they need Ayev out as well. Oh, they've sent out Rishabh Pant. They've brought him out earlier than he was going to be. Now Blackcaps can have chance to pick up 1 more to expose inexperienced midfield order of India. And that's the thing. Now that they've gone with Rishabh Pant, there is that option of if they can get this wicket early on, there's a chance for New Zealand. A slim chance, but there's a chance that George is drinking some chocolate milk. He loves the chocolate milk. You'll see on that live stream, it will probably be a Bunnies NBC one. If I bring out a chocolate milk, his smile will go up to here, right round. It also, actually, I think New Zealand deserve the finals and Pakistan too as well. Says Cookie, yeah, Pakistan very unlucky not to make it through, but it is that trend. If you do win the toss, you do win the game. And Australia were able to do very good in that game. Matthew Wade hit him 3 sixes in a row. That was phenomenal. In the later stages, Trent Bolt once again running in now. Oh, beautiful delivery. It's going to be whipped off the legs there by Rishabh Pant. And it is just a single. We got a game on our hands here, I think. And also, Rishabh Pant is decent as well. Bloody hell, as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they've got depth for days in this one, India. Like, they haven't even got Virat Kohli as one name that I could mention. Also, Jadeja, he can bat very well. He's not there. He also bowls very well, though. But Trent Bolt, he was very happy with that wicket, celebrating it big time, but he knows that his job is not done. He needs another. And could that wicket be Yadav, who is going to be on strike now as well? We have got there the chocolate milk in the chat from JD Dixon. That is what George's main goal in life is. Find the perfect chocolate milk. No run there. Oh, hit the man in the spine there. And it looks like Rishabh Pant, he is all right. And also Bumrah for bowling, says Sebastian. Yeah, he's certainly a player that doesn't really miss out on too many opportunities for wickets. And Pakistan was deserved to go to the final as they trapped Aussies in that chase as well. Says Cody, yeah, it took a little bit of individual brilliance from Matthew Wade to be able to hit those 3 boundaries in a row, similar to what Daryl Mitchell did for the Blackcaps right at the end of their game up against England. This stage, it's interesting. There's a bit of space open on the leg side. Does he decide to go to it? It's in the air. It's a beautiful shot there. And that's going to be 4 runs for them once again. And on fire at the moment here. It is Yadav. He is doing very nicely. And also we have got there Pakistan played amazing. Yeah, not losing a single game of the group stage. The only side out of any of the teams in the Super 12 to not lose a game. And 4 sets coding as well. It was indeed. And Yadav at the moment. Nice shot straight out of the middle of the bat. Exactly where he wanted to get it. Timed it well. And just held the pose and kicked it, or not kicked it, and hit it all the way to the boundary. It's a good delivery there from Bolt. It's gone out almost in that same gap. Just going to be the single, though, to finish out this one. 6 runs off the over. That is a decent one for Trent Bolt, though. They just need to keep on increasing it and see if they can get 1 or 2 more quiet overs. And then they might have a chance. In this fixture, Pakistan were great. I think Rizwan was the man of the team, not Babar Azam as well. Good batter and keeper. Yeah, Rizwan, he heavily impressed me. Right. Interesting. New Zealand and India at this stage are sitting on about the same runs as each other. I believe India maybe have about a 5 to 10 run head start here. But the big thing is New Zealand lost a lot of late wickets. They lost 3 in a row and they went down big time. If they continued at the rate they were going, they would get in 170. Maybe even 180, but they did end up losing that momentum. Tim Sally and Trent Bolt at times are so expensive in the death overs as they lack the delivery Yorkers like Bumrah as well. And great batter and keeper. And also chocolate milk is so good. So is strawberry milk. I don't judge colour milk. I prefer the pink milk though. As I says, Jay, yeah, strawberry milk is nice. Banana milk. What do you think of banana milk? Jay, do let me know. I find that these live streams, we always end up talking about food at some stage. Lockie Ferguson, can he get himself? Oh, it's gone high. It's gone high. It's gone huge. It's gone 6. And that is the 6 there. And that is the half century now for Yadav. And he has done extremely well there. And once again, that just cuts down the difference in the run rate that they did need. Ferguson's now resetting his field. He doesn't like that one anymore. He is trying to change it using the pace that Lockie Ferguson has and just helping it round the corner. And also banana milk. Yes, also caramel and vanilla. As Lockie Ferguson just not quite getting that one right. Was on the pad, and Yadav, all he had to do was just bring the arms round, hit that one to the fine leg boundary, all the way for 6. It went extremely high, but when Lockie Ferguson is bowling as quickly as he was always going to keep on going. This stage now is going to be Lockie Ferguson again. What can he do now with this ball? It's a decent delivery. Beautiful shot down the ground there for just a single. 43 runs off 34 balls now. It's going to be interesting. We have got there the strawberry milk, the chocolate milk, and the banana milk. Oh, is that a coconut milk as well? I see from KTI. It doesn't actually, whoa, that's kind of strange. It comes through as black and white in the thingamabob. And yes, this game is gone, unfortunately, as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, that's 6. That will hurt the souls of New Zealand, unfortunately. It just went miles as well in the air and also in length. And because of it, it is getting a little bit closer. No more chocolate milk as well. Yeah, it is looking slightly slimmer now for myself and for George. Although saying that, if it was to get a chocolate milk, he would not share it. I know that for a fact. That chocolate milk would be his and his only. India at this stage, required run rate 7.59. They need another wicket here, but Rishabh Pant, he's got that scoop shot, but he doesn't decide to use it there, just hits it out to cover for just a single. It was more out to that point region. Right, Lockie Ferguson. Doesn't help when you go for 6 runs off the very first ball you're over. Then all of a sudden you're under a huge amount of pressure here. They are showing there that they all went short to Rohit Sharma. And they did end up giving away about 7 boundaries or 6 boundaries or so. And then it was the short ball. Cereal milkers 10 out of 10. Tell you what, them and Cocoa Pops. Like, you have cocoa milk. Or sorry, Cocoa Pops. Oh, that was close to the stumps. Oh, yes, no, yes, no. They decided against the throw in the end. No one was backing up, and they were able to sink through for the single. We have got there. I thought you were expressing your feelings to her as well, says Rice. And also we have got there, Katie, I think I like you with all that milk as well, says Jay. And also we have got there in the chat, banana milk, strawberry milk, coconut milk. That is my ranking. And also we have got there, I also enjoy a nice coloured and flavour milk. I want to go to Disney and try their Bantha milk. Bantha. Is that banana Fanta? Fanta. Banana Fanta? Banantha. Bantha. What is Bantha, Katie? Do let me know. It sounds like I'm saying banter, but with like my tongue swollen from a bee sting. Oh, they're running an overthrow as well here. And Trent Bolt not happy with that one. That is for sure. I need a KFC milk too. And 10 out of 10 high five as well. Says Katie Dixon there, but only the 9 runs difference between the runs needed and the balls required to do it. Bantha. That's a fun word. Banthas are Star Wars creatures. They blend up the Star Wars creatures. It's unfortunate for them. There'd be a short supply eventually, wouldn't there? And now, Lockie Ferguson doesn't get it right, but it's a single. Oh, misfield. And Rishabh Pant already halfway down the field. That hurts the Blackcaps there, and that's the end of it. Yeah, as well. And Disney owns Star Wars now, and they have all the Star Wars cantina stuff to eat and drink now, and blend the fish and chips down in one as well. Says Sebastian, that made me feel the fact that I had fish and chips like tonight as well, like thinking about it, I don't think I like that blended, because I mean, what would you mix it with? Oh, I just thought of mixing it with salt water, but that's not nice. 38 runs needed from 30 balls required. That's not nice for the Blackcaps in this one, that is for sure. They're going to need something big, and they're going to need it soon if they do want a chance of being able to win this game. But there is hope for them yet. The chocolate milk is not gone. Come on, New Zealand, get a few quick wickets, please, as well. We wanted chocolate milk. We've all got our fingers and toes crossed for the chocolate milk. New Zealand at this stage, though, they were sitting 123 for 3. So there's confidence there. You know, they lost 3 quick wickets and they only were able to get themselves a few more runs. That is all they need in this situation. If they can do that, maybe, just maybe, they can get themselves into a good position to win this game. But it's going to be tough, that is for sure. They need an LBW or something, maybe. Could be on the cards. I'm a blogger. Can I make six-figure income with only Google AdSense advertisements? That's a brilliant shot there for 4. Once again, with Google AdSense advertisements are present in my website as I get enough traffic. Do blogging has high income scope as well. Says coding. I am a blogger. Can I make 6-figure income with only that's a good question. I'm not actually too sure what kind of AdSense kind of websites get compared to YouTube, unfortunately. Sorry. But what type of thing do you blog, coding? Are you a cricket blogger or are you a sports vlogger, or what is the go there? And also New Zealand flags and there, no coding as well. Says Jay, it's bold. And once again, it is going to be the single. Now, this stage, Tim Southey trying to create something now. I'm back, says James as well. Welcome back, mate. It's great to see you here for this live stream. We're waiting to see whether or not the Blackcaps can pick themselves up. Maybe 1 or 2 more wickets in this one. We will have to wait and see. But all I can say is it's absolutely awesome having India being able to have crowds again. It is absolutely awesome to be able to see so many people in attendance for these games, and they are getting a show put on for them at the moment. Yeah, Dev has been doing phenomenally. How many subs have you coding as well? Says Jay there. And also we have got there Star Wars has officially hit the mark where it is too big. Oh, slower ball there. Oh, shot. That is good. That is brilliant from you, Dev, and he hits it to the boundary once again. We have got there for one person to tell any story within the universe as well. Everyone owns it in their hearts and minds. It's too big for its own good at this point as well, says Katie Dixon. Me and George, you might like this, Katie. Me and George the other day when we were on the Xbox 360, we were looking for games to play, and we played Lego Star Wars. We decided why not give it a crack, except it's quite a tough game. We actually got quite lost at what we were supposed to do. I'm so glad that I'm not going to school today as well, says James Gordon. Yeah, there'll be a few people, tell you what, if you've got a few people who don't like cricket, or who do like cricket, oh, that's a shot, is it? No. Trent Bolt just put it down. It's gone through his hands. It went straight to him, and it's gone through the hands of Trent Bolt. That was a rough one. Tim Southey knows that was their last shot of winning this game, and it is gone. We have got there in the chat, and tomorrow as well, says James Gordon. But stepped across your Dev. This would have been his wicket as well. Just tried to flick it, and Trent Bolt just didn't pick it up, and it went straight through the hands as well. And it did go to the boundary, and now they will be able to close out this game pretty comfortably here, India. Tim Sally just having a few words with the batsman there. Not sure what was being said. So glad as well. I'm so glad I finished school back in 1995 as well. And Sally, he is hurt from that one. And also, I used to play Lego Star Wars with my baby cousins when I was their nanny. We spent so many hours on those games, and they are so much more difficult than they seem. They are. Like, you don't know what you're supposed to do at times. Like, it's like, hey, just do this. And then you look at it and you're like, but how do I do that? At this stage, 16 gone, and Trent Bolt there knows that wasn't the best one for him. I got a sore throat from my brother on Monday as well, says James Gordon. So that is not ideal that your brother is deciding to share some bugs with you, perhaps, in that regard. But hopefully you do recover soon. Just like hopefully the Blackcaps, they recover in their second game up against India here, because at this stage, I like this scoreboard. I haven't updated it in a little while. I'm liking that one more than I like this one. That one's not as nice at this stage. I got a sore throat as well, says James. But at this stage, Guptill getting 70 runs. And then it is Surya Kumar who is sitting nicely as well. And also James, we don't want to know as well, says it Jay. Although it is one of those ones, now we know not to go to James's house, just in case he has got that contagious sore throat. We do not want, my voice sounds like I've got a sore throat, but it's just the fact that I've been talking way too much over the last few hours, and also in the last few days as well. Be right back, need a coffee as well, says Katie Dixon. We will see you in a short moment. Trent Bolt now bowling. It's a nice Yorker. Going to be finishing his spell here. Difficult night for the Blackcaps, they have said. It's been a frustrating one for them as well. I'm sure they would have loved to be able to pick up a couple more wickets and been right in here. But India doing very nicely to be able to get this team going the way that it has. They did fight back well in the later stages of that power play, in the later stages of that innings. I like two things that he did with Star Wars, though. The final season of the Clone Wars and the Mandalorian, that's going to be another dot ball there for Trent Bolt. Tell you what, if he can somehow, I know this is like well and truly not a thing, but if Trent Bolt can somehow get himself, like, I wouldn't say a maiden, but if he can only go for like 2 runs and get a wicket here, is there still some sort of small chance that New Zealand can get back? New Zealand will qualify for the FIFA World Cup next year shortly. As well, says Rice, when is their next qualifying game? Because I know that they played the Gambia. It's their recent one. It's going to be another not ball. Oh, it's a wide. It's very unlucky there for Trent Boult. Trent Boult just asking the question of whether or not it was a wide, and Boult just described the evening for New Zealand as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they are saying it is a wide for that one. He asked the question of whether or not it was for height. And yeah, that one, that is fair enough for that being a wide. Rishabh Pant had to jump up high for it. Couldn't quite get to it, unfortunately for him. But yeah, Trent Boult having 2 dots and then just giving away that wide. Not what he would have been wanting. It's a good Yorker there, hit down the ground for the single there. Once again, you can see that he is frustrated at the moment, Trent Boult. And also, we have got the I'm sorry for your 70 cents. It plays up for a donation or a super chat, as well, says Jay. And also, we have got the I already knew in New Zealand innings when Guptill faced only 29 balls after 14 overs. And Mark Chapman wasted so many balls. Blackcaps was losing this one. My guess was right as well, says Coding. And it's just a case of, I would say as well, that the Blackcaps have struggled to be able to, they've made their mistakes in the field, I believe, right from the get-go when Guptill did have, normally he plucked the ones out of the sky that do end up going to him, but it did go just over him, and it was Rohit Sharma early on. Also, the ball falling safe, and then we've had a couple drop balls in this one as well. So I think, as you can see there, leg side dominant, 25% in all three of the kind of triangle, I guess you could say, in terms of half the field. They have had 75% of their shots on the leg side. My voice is disappearing. His stumps are disappearing. And that is going to be, Dove, who will be going on the way. Right. Interesting. Because I did say Trent Boult can get away with an over here that only goes for 2 runs and gets a wicket. It's going to be interesting. Don't tell Blaze I was here. I do not exist, lol. No English. As well, says Jay. And also, we have got their wicket, says Rice there in the chat. It's well bowled by Trent Boult. Tried to get too fancy and ended up having his middle stump knocked out of the ground. That's an interesting time to lose a wicket, though, for them. So that is just one of those ones that your div is out as well, says Sebastian. They still don't need too many runs, but they're back to needing more than a run a ball. And Dovey will be happy with that performance, but not happy with that way that he was dismissed bolt by bolt in the later stages of this innings. Instead, now it is going to be, I believe, I want to say, who is it that they are bringing? It is going to be Shreyas making his way to the crease here. 21 runs needed of 20 balls. I've put my hand here on my chin a lot today. It's my thinking face. I'm thinking whether or not they can get back into this one, the Blackcaps. I don't see it happening, but you can never say never. They've got a new batsman on strike. Another wicket or two. We saw it for the Blackcaps. They ended up losing a few wickets, and that is when they went downhill. Can Boult get out of this over with one more wicket? It is his final over that he is going to be bowling as well. Oh, close to the wickets there. So that is going to be another dot ball. We have got their Kia Kaha as well. Says it, Jay. And hopefully you do have a good sleep, mate, if you are going to be heading off to bed, due to the fact that it is going to be, I believe you're sitting at about 12:52 a.m. in Perth, if I'm not wrong. And Blackcaps have lost 5-0 against India last year. From these comfortable positions, and Chase making super overs as well. And Trent Boult's evening would have been so good if he didn't drop that as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, it would have been a lot better for him. But now at this stage, I said he needed an over with 2 runs and 1 wicket. That's exactly what he's got, but there's 1 ball left of this one. So he does need to make sure that he gets out of this one with a dot ball. Has he got out of this one with it? Did I just... That's a dot ball. Did I just somehow perfectly predict that over without even trying? Correct, mate, as well. I'll stay until the end, says Jay as well. Okay, Trent Boult's just tried to bring that one back a little bit for the Kiwis. I don't know how that happened, but he's done very well. So, Lockie Ferguson has got an over. Tim Southey more than likely will have an over. Who do you give the last over to? I don't think you can give it to Astle, but then who else? Because they've already used Astle for 3. They haven't given anyone else an opportunity. It's too late to add a new bowler into the mix, I think. Rishabh Pant, though, he will use the pace of Ferguson. He probably needs a couple off-pace deliveries here. This is going to be the big battle because Lockie Ferguson, he's got pace, and Rishabh Pant loves the dill scoop. So they need to find a way of somehow stopping the dill scoop while also not bowling it slow enough so that Rishabh Pant can swing the arms, because that man can generate power when the ball is going at 2 kilometers an hour. And we always got their good man, as well as Sebastian there, Lockie Ferguson. What can he do here for the Blackcaps? Rishabh Pant tries to hit it hard. That's a dot ball. That's a dot ball. This stage, New Zealand back down to paying $12. Chalky milk, here we come, boys. I don't think we will get the chalky milk, but if we do, I'm going to be happy. Please, Blackcaps win from this position. It will be so good as well. I'm afraid Astor will have to bowl out here as well. Yeah, they are going to have to give someone an over that we don't want to have get an over. That's the problem here. Unless, of course, Ferguson goes for a 6 here or something. And then that will change it all. He's done the slow ball. Rishabh Pant hits it to the boundary side. No, it is going to be cut off there by Phillips, and that is just the single. And now the new man on strike, Strayas, can still be alive here as well for the chalky milk. Says it right. It could be the chalky milk. Oh, I don't know though. I do see that it has changed to $16. Daryl Mitchell can bowl the last over as well. And you should defo do a wrap. He creates power balls at 2 kilometers per hour as well. It's just rolling off the tongue tonight for some reason. I had a few that were just kind of back to back to back bars. No, I'm never going to do that again. I just became the most hated rapper, and I haven't even started my career. Last 8 balls, 3 runs, 1 wicket. Strayas is on strike. It's a wide. It's a wide. That is a big old problem for Lockie Ferguson here. Now, given them 1 more run, they need wickets. 6.8 runs per over left here for these two sides. Please don't go to a super over. I don't enjoy watching super overs. That is just something that happens for the Kiwis. Mitchell bowling as well, says Sebastian. I mean, if he does get that over, he can bowl, but will they go to him? Let's hit the leg there. And it's going to be rolling down. 2 fine leg. It's going to be the 2 there. Nice running there from India, and that helps them out just a little bit more to get closer to the 1 and over, or 1 a ball, sorry. 17 from 15. Like they are saying, as the batting side, you just want to be nice and calm here. You don't want to think about the chocolate milk. You don't want to think about the fact that you need just 1 more run at some stage. Hit that like button for a wicket as well, says Jay. You heard the man. If you haven't already, shot at that like button, and then Lockie Ferguson will get a wicket and get George a chocolate milk. Worth the shot. Might as well do it. If it doesn't happen, then it's fine. Oh, it was almost a yes, no there. Oh, it was a chance at a run out. Subscribe for a hat trick as well. Yeah, and also we've got their Blackcaps need at least 10 runs to defend in the last over as well, says Coding. Yeah, anything less, run a ball is going to be maybe out of this. Rishabh Pant was almost run out here. Martin Guptill there. Oh, I think Rishabh Pant would have been gone. If Guptill had been able to hit the stumps there, oh, I think he was gone. I think he was gone if that one hit, and that could have been the changer in this game again. At this stage, just going back to back in terms of little mini moments throughout this fixture. Lockie Ferguson, great Yorker, bowled no run. Well bowled, Lockie, once again. 16 runs of 13 balls. I'm getting nervous. I feel like I'm more nervous watching this than I was for the final, because of the fact that I was watching rugby at the same time. This is what I was like during the semi-final. Luckily, I didn't do a live stream because I was hiding, because I was worried that we were going to get copyright strike. But 16 off 13, I'm going to sit up once again here. Dot ball as well, says Coding. It is indeed. 1 more for Lockie Ferguson. Can he get a dot here, or is he going to the boundary? Feel like those are the 2 options here. Bowls it. Oh, it's going to be well bowled there, Lockie Ferguson. That's a dot ball. Should have been put away, they are saying, but it is going to be a dot ball. 16 off 12 now in the later stages of this game. Sheesh. From Rise as well. I feel like that perfectly sums up all the emotions that are going on at the moment. New Zealand is still paying $9. I'm not putting another 70 on them, though, because I do not have another 70, sadly. So we cannot quite do that. But if they do win it, if they do get there, it's going to be exciting. And we are going to get a chocolate milk. We have got there. I'm afraid Tim Southee over will be the last over of the match as well. Yeah. It's going to be tough. Like, no matter what, from here, New Zealand to make it this close, I feel like they've done pretty well, but then there's a chance that it could be almost over for this over, depending on what Southee can do. Is he bowling himself? He is. He is bowling himself. They've got Astle left, but I assume, like you mentioned, Coding, they will probably go with Daryl Mitchell. Tim Southee runs in. He normally does a half volley that gets hit for 6. I'm almost going to just look at this. It's going to be, it's a dot ball. Or is it? No, they were able to scamper through for the 1. Well bowled for New Zealand. Dove ball, will India fall? It's cricket on a sticky wicket. Palms are sweaty, mum's spaghetti as well, says Jay. Yeah, the palms are very sweaty at the moment, that is for sure. Nervous for this one. My mum hasn't made spaghetti, but I'll probably have a biscuit after this. I feel like I don't know why I said that information, because, I mean, it is true. I'll probably eat a biscuit, but this is unseen territory for you guys as well. Anyone who has watched me do rugby, if the All Blacks are losing, I don't get nervous. But this now, cricket, the ball after ball after ball, it's just rough. Tim Southee action is so smooth and nice. Batsman line him up and hit him for 6. Yeah, he hasn't quite got that out and out express pace. Well, both Southee. Now it's going to be the single once again. 14 off 10 balls here in this game. Crowd are going quiet at this stage. They think surely that India can't win this game from here. New Zealand can't win this game from here. 14 needed from 10. They're teasing me. Last 2.2 overs, 9 runs, 1 wicket. Phenomenal bowling from the Blackcaps. It's a half volley almost. It's hit down the ground. Should be 2. They're just going to take the 1. Good delivery from Tim Southee. Boundary here could end it. 70 cents still a chance. Tell you what, if we get a chocolate milk from here, I'm putting my own money in as well, and I'm getting a chocolate milk for myself. And me and George can tap chocolate milks and scull them. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Last boundary was 19 balls ago, 16 minutes ago for India. Rishabh Pant now. It's going to be a single. Once again, Rishabh Pant scampers through. It was wide down leg side. He was only able to get the pad on it. Blackcaps always give hope and lose very badly in last moment. So disheartening to see. There's going to be a 6 soon, isn't there, Coding? It's coming up. I don't even know what to say at this point. I feel like I'm losing my mind at this stage. I didn't think New Zealand were going to be this close. 24 needed of 23 deliveries here for India, and somehow New Zealand have been able to bring it back to this point. It's gone straight up. It's gone straight up. Who's got it? No one's got it. It's fallen down flat, and it's fallen down safe, and it's 2. No 6 soon as well, says Jay. And 19th over, India is going to hit a 6 and break our hearts as well, says Rice. That went straight up, straight down, but no one was there. Like they said, the worst case scenario was the fact, because it ended up going up high, and it was high enough to get 2. It's never become a psychologist, mate. It's our 19th over, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not kind to Blackcaps. Why is this not, coach? I'm failed to understand. That's gone. That's gone high. That's gone straight to the man. It's a wicket. It's a wicket. Now it's 10 needed of the last over. Jeez, what is going on? I got the giggles. We got wicket as Saturday Flower wicket. Wicket now. New Zealand paying $3.75 to win this game. You didn't get it. Was it Rishabh Pant? No, it wasn't. He needed to be the one who got out. If they want a chance. Yeah, I hate this. This is why I don't watch cricket or live streams. Please, Daryl Mitchell, please defend this. You will be my hero if you pull this up as a Hamish. You lose the race. I don't think I've ever been this like boom on a live stream. This isn't even the World Cup final. This is the game after the World Cup final, but this is now last over. Come on, Choco Milk as well, says Rice. 70 cents turn into $5. The only bet I've ever placed on a live stream. Could it be the first? If New Zealand win it, I will be known as the 70-cent man. It's us, says Jay. You will indeed. You'll be the man who got George that chalky milk. Oh, he's on strike. The debutant for this game, boundary will seal it, says Saturday player. It will indeed. India have choked in these last overs, failed to finish the chase, says Coding. Nothing off the bat. They're saying Daryl Mitchell, golden duck, didn't get any runs. Can he save some here? The Blackcaps stretching for fun. All right, we'll put the hands down. We'll sit still. We'll take a deep breath. We'll stop sweating and we will watch the final over. 10 runs off 6 balls. Daryl Mitchell has not touched the cricket ball with it bowling. Man on debut versus man with golden duck equals something's going to happen. It's either going to be a 6 or it's going to be a wicket. He's on strike. Daryl Mitchell bowling. Last over of this game. Can he get it to the boundary? Daryl Mitchell bowls. It's a wide. It's a wide. The prediction is, can Blackcaps pull this one off? I don't know. I don't know if they can because Daryl Mitchell has not bowled yet. And now he has been given the ball for the final over of the game. He's probably been told to bowl wide Yorkers to the new man. So they are saying, does he try and get off strike? Does he try and hit the boundary? It's tricky times for this man. You know, he's like, what do I do? What can he do? You know? India at this stage, I believe all they need is a boundary, and this will win the game. Bottling it as well. Is it another wide? Surely not another wide. Oh, boundary, is it? It's a great shot, and it's the boundary there. They just did a 4, just bowl full, and at the stumps as well, says Jay. What a ball. 5 from 5 now. Boundary will win it for India. Stood and delivered. The man on debut, Venkatesh. He's had a 54 not out. He's not going to need that many here, but might be able to win the game for the Blackcaps. Now, wicket. Wait, was there a wicket Saturday play? Wicket, says Rise. I'm a behind, but if that's a wicket, who did he get? It wouldn't be Rishabh Pant, but it will be the man on debut. I'm a little bit too far behind here. How did they get the wicket? Venkatesh. It is a wicket. It is a wicket. It is a wicket. Right. What was he doing? They're saying, I am going to try and skip forward as far as physically possible for myself, but that is a wicket now. And now they are going to need 5 from 4. 5 from 4 balls. Rishabh Pant will not be on strike. Wicket, says Sebastian as well. Who's this? This is Patel. Patel can hit a ball. Axar Patel. I think they say Ajax, but no, sorry, Ajax Patel. That 4 was costly as well, says Cody. That could be the difference in this game. All Ajax Patel or Axar Patel needs to do is hit it to the boundary. Come on, 70 cents as well there. They lose the wicket as well. Wicket, New Zealand as well. Sees Minecraft there. Is there going to be another one? I don't know what to do with my hands, as you guys can probably tell. I'm putting them up in the air like I'm waving them, like I just don't care. But now they just need to find a way of getting one more dot ball. One more dot ball here. I don't want a super over. Mark Chapman will be villain if Blackcaps lose this bottling it. Oh no, not bottling it, Saturday player. Don't say bottling it because that means that this is going to go to the boundary. Oh no, it's a wide. It's a wide. It's a wide. I'm going to put my hand like this. It's nothing against you guys, but you are slightly ahead of me. So I am going to hide it so that I don't see it just beforehand because or else then I get all worried. It is a wide for Daryl Mitchell. 4 from 4. They just need to hit singles. They just need to find their way to the boundary a few times. Wicket here. Absolutely crucial here for the Blackcaps. Daryl Mitchell now going to be bowling it, steaming in. Bowls it, and he does decide to play it there. Ages Patel, it's a chance to run out. They decide against it, and now Rishabh Pant will be on strike. We have got their poor umpiring. It was not wide as well. And poor Mitchell, this will might be awful for him as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, it's rough. Did go from the hero in the semi-final of that England game to now he got a golden duck, and now he has got himself the chance of bowling to Rishabh Pant, a man who can hit the ball 100 metres if he needs to. Like they were saying, they didn't think they'd be at this stage of this game. They didn't think that India would not win this game from where they were. But now at this stage, New Zealand's still trying to find their way back in at this one. Rishabh Pant, he's on strike. The dot ball here is absolute gold dust for the Blackcaps, but it will not change what will need to happen for the next couple balls because Rishabh Pant can still hit a long one. This stage now, it is going to be Daryl Mitchell once again bowling 3 to win from 3 deliveries here for India. Target of 165, couple quiet overs for the Blackcaps at the end of their innings. Rishabh Pant, they've got 4 men, deep fine leg, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, and also the man down the ground, Daryl Mitchell, steams in once again here. Puts it on the stump, advances. Rishabh Pant is over the top, and it's the boundary. And India do win this game. A wicket is required. No chance now. One shot will do it. Also told you as I said, hey, what are you doing with your face as well? Says going, I was hiding it because I could see the chat and it was kind of giving it away what was happening just before I had seen it. Also, I'm back. My dad was just getting ready for work as well, says James Gordon. Also, Rishabh Pant's theme with or rhymes with as well, says Jay. And RIP says Rice. RIP 70 cents. It's a shame, but that is all right. All Blacks, or not the All Blacks, sorry, India able to win this game just in the nick of time. They win it by 5 wickets. It went down to the wire for this game, which was a lot closer than a lot of people expected. But Rishabh Pant able to get the job done for his side as well. We have also got there so close, Malio as well, says Sebastian. But nonetheless, that is the end of the game. They have been able to win it there, India. 3 balls left. In fact, 2 balls left, sorry. And GG's as well, says James Gordon. Yeah, this stage. I'm excited to see what happens in the future, though, for these two sides because they are going to be playing in only 2 days' time, and then they also play on Monday. We will be covering those games on the channel. Hopefully, sorry for your 70 cents, bro. My bad. As I said, Jay, it's no worries, mate. I will probably still end up getting Georgia chocolate milk just because I will have it in the back of my mind. Like, I probably should get him one man of the match for the Blackcaps and India. India, I would say it was the man who was on not debut, sorry, the man. Not Rohit Sharma. It was the other man who opened. Or sorry, not opened. The number 3, I can't think of his name now, unfortunately. I think it was Yadav, if I'm not wrong. He was able to get that 70 runs or so. That was extremely important. And also for the Blackcaps, I would say the Mitch Satner for that bowling being very economical, or Martin Guptill for being able to get himself those 2 wides cost the match in my books as well. Says Jay, yeah, they did not help. But then saying that, when you do bring in a guy who hasn't bowled yet in this match, it is pretty rough. And there is no gift for second. Getting second, Blackcaps needed to win the toss and a little more aggressive in batting if they bat first as well. But Rishabh Pant there, he just put the full force behind the ball and got it over the top. And that is the end of this match. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next game that we will be covering. And maybe even we will have a little bit of the A-League could be coming up very soon. But thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the next one.